All right,
Right,
so welcome
actually,
to Protectors of
before.
Demacia. This is the episode 4. This time, the main thing we're going to be going through is sort of a different take on a tier list. We're going to be doing a relic draft where we're all just trying to draft relics that we like and whatnot. But before we jump into that, just sort of chat a bit about what we've had going on. I don't know about you guys, but I've been playing way too much of the 10-star adventure, and I'm down to the last two. I spent like 9 hours yesterday playing with the last three champions I needed, and I got one of them done. And Nunu and Nora are giving me hell. I do not
Do you have
like playing either of them.
do you have
But
six star on either of them?
what?
Do you have 6 star on either of them?
Uh, Nunu, I am missing his 4-star, and Nora, I am missing her mana gem. So
Okay.
the
So there's you could probably do like the Stalker's or not Stalker's Blade, the Nasus's Blade build on Nora. That
I tried
one
that.
it
The
didn't work out for you.
scales of judgment. The problem
Yeah.
is it's with the like echoing spirit and whatnot. Like you play her and her champion spell, you can't quite play
Cost
it
five.
because it
Yeah.
costs four. It costs four with the discount. And so if you had the extra mana gem, you could play her champion spell right away, and you could
Yeah, I see the
start your
problem.
engine going. But without the mana gem, you can't start your engine right away. And then they get stat buffs on their stuff, and the enemy board starts to scale quicker than you can catch up. Or at least for me, that's the way that worked.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm gonna have to try something different with her. Nunu, I think I am going to get. I actually right before this podcast, I was running through the second run of the day. I did a recording this morning where I got to the very end and hit tragedy against Zoe multiple times, used up multiple revives on it. And yeah, I'm going through again, same build that I did earlier this morning, and it seems to be working where I'm not focusing on snowballs, not focusing on Nunu, just building a big board, and it works.
Yeah, for Nunu, I did. I don't know. It was HP Darks build. It was like Voidborn Carapace and some other stuff, like Guardian's Orb. And I had no idea what I was doing at any point, and it just kind of seemed to work. Maybe I got like lucky at the end, and like Zoe didn't pull anything. I don't remember. But it was just like you stall for 4 rounds, and then somehow you win the game, and like I felt like I had no agency the entire time.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if this doesn't go, I'm pretty sure I can get it with this one, but we'll see. You know, sometimes you just get bad RNG. I also had a time yesterday where it just Mordekaiser went infinite on Crumble and hit the 50-50 every single time, removed my entire board, and then attacked in, and I was like, all right, well,
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen the mini morph hitting 6 times in a row.
yeah. Sometimes you just you lose the gamble.
And then always remember, if you really hate the champion, you can do the infinite build. It's not fun, but it'll win.
Well, if I really wanted to, I suppose this morning I could have, cheated at the end with Zoe and just, waited 90 minutes or something. But I have yet to do that with any
Yeah.
champions, so I'm gonna make it through the hard way.
Some people call it an exploit, and it maybe is.
Hey, it's a single player game. Like, play the game the way you
Yeah.
want to play it. I don't care.
Tide, what have you
Yeah.
been up to?
Yeah, basically just normal stuff. Yeah, taking the 10-star slowly, still doing random runs with the wheel. And I guess you could say it's been going poorly. um, I'm at 4 wins total, but I pretty much only I attempted with like one champion, and we do like maybe 2 or 3 runs before my stream ends. So I haven't really been hitting it that hard, and I haven't been playing it offline at all because I'm kind of just saving it for streaming content. I still have a bunch of events I have to unlock or finish, like doing their things. So basically, I do like my weekly, an event, and then I hit up the 10-star, and that's basically the end of my stream. So been doing a lot of custom card slash stuff review.
Oh,
Um, So there's a chatter in my chat that likes to make custom stuff, and I like game design, so sometimes I'll spend a couple hours going over it. And last week we did like Monday and Tuesday going over different custom stuff. And I think when you talk about
Katarina yet?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, stuff like that. How can you solve the Katarina infinite problem? And but he basically comes up with these custom champion designs, and I just talk through like how it fits into the game, or how it would if it was possible, right? And how these different mechanics work, and what's good and what's bad about them, and it gives you a better understanding of the game in general, and also just game design. So I enjoy doing them, but it does eat up time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm taking the new content slowly, especially because, as we know, we're gonna have slow releases in the next couple months. So
I'm curious what that means.
Yeah. Did you
kind
guys
of like? Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, did you guys see the announcement that apparently they're changing the battle pass back a little bit?
Immediately reverting it back. I hope they keep the Nova shards in, because otherwise a lot of people have 5 unusable Nova shards.
I think they will. They said the only changes that they're making are adding back in the champ shards and making it align with the champion release date. So I imagine they're just replacing some of the wild shards with champ shards, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously they did it because it didn't make money, but I think there are a lot of reasons why it didn't make money versus like other
battle passes.
Other battle passes, because coming off of like such a dead period and then not having the champion release at the same time, I think probably influenced that a lot too. I think maybe if it was on a normal cadence, so like if you tried it out a couple months in a row, it might pick up back to normal, especially as like the content started to come back as well. But I mean, we'll have to see. I think the reason they said they changed the battle pass in the first place was because it was taking too much time to actually work on, so I hope they at least solve that problem. But yeah, I think it's better that the battle pass is attached to the patch. I think it made more sense, and I think it was kind of nice to just get the new champion shards versus maybe something you can't use.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely something that I think during our battle pass discussion during that podcast, I mentioned that I was like, the one thing I really noticed is that I didn't get shards for my the new champion. Like, I still, out of the gold chests or whatever, because I have so many champions already maxed, I still got a lot for Nunu. But it definitely was not as quick as the normal battle pass route. So, yeah, it was definitely noticeable from that side.
I like the concept of a monthly release. I like the concept of, generic material, actually, because, you can pick and choose what you want. It does feel nice to not have to make that choice, right? Where it does give you, like, the specific shards, and you go, hey, cool, I'm kind of forced to put it into here, so I'm forced to try out the new champion or whatever, right? So I see the benefit of that. I hope they find some balance in between, because spending any amount of time on this season pass seems like a total waste of time and resources on their end for development and stuff.
Yeah.
And I hope that they find a balance. It would be cool if it was like 95% of what they did for the monthly, and then the remaining 2 or 3 things that they decided to change end up being champion specific or region specific even. Right.
You could maybe even just add in like a couple tiers. Right now it maxes up like 540 or something. You could just add in like up to 600, and then those could be like the champion fragments, and then just space them out in between.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Or even if it was a monthly,
then it would feel like a good value. Because right now I'm looking at it and I'm like, is this even a good value? And I don't know. I mean, it is for the Nova shards, but
it's really good for people who are like my level and below, right? I'm not quite up to your guys' level, but so I still had value and use in all the stuff that they provided. In fact, the Nova shards were kind of the least valuable to me because I can't even get access to them for most of the stuff, right?
So because you're missing just like the wild fragments.
Yeah, I'm missing shards, and I'm missing duck feet and stuff, right? So I have a bunch of Nova crystals sitting that I can't even use. So to me, that was like the least beneficial to me, and I would imagine a lot of new players would kind of feel the same, honestly. But it would be cool if like you said, if they had a monthly release, and then maybe when they released a champ, they did a little extension or something on it. Could be cool too. So
yeah, actually. That might get be a way for people to like buy in like 2 weeks in too.
Yeah, right. Like they release it 1 month, and then the next month, or 2 weeks later, the champion drops, and then it's like, here's 6 more things that are champion specific that you can get to,
Right.
and maybe they front load it versus back load it or something, so people who buy it 2 weeks later kind of get the stuff they want. Who knows? But it's not very hard to complete the season pass, anyways, right? Like it takes like a week and a half. Like, let's be real, right?
I mean, it sounded like from when they announced the changes that apparently a lot of work goes into creating the battle pass. I was surprised to hear that. I thought it was mostly automated, but yeah, I guess that was part of their reasoning behind going to the monthly, so that they didn't spend as much time with the battle pass and they could focus on other things. But yeah, I don't know if this changes it at all. If now it's just going to be like, okay, maybe they know for the next few months that it's just going to be one champion, not two champions or something, and they're just going to, say, okay, this one champion gets these slots for champion shards, or maybe they figured out some way to make it simpler where they don't have to think about it as much. But yeah. And
yeah, I can imagine because they had region-specific stuff usually for the regions of the new
Right.
champions, and like maybe they weren't sure which champion was releasing when because they're usually like a few months ahead on what champions are prepared. So maybe they had to like refigure the whole thing like within a short time period. Whereas if most of it's generic and then also you have a couple shards, like champion fragments, then
Right.
I think you would maybe run into less of that. So maybe we're gonna hit like a point where it's good for everyone. And yeah, so that's kind of what I'm hoping. Like
Yeah,
it doesn't take
my
that,
mind's-
that much more work, and then they can like shove in shards wherever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in my mind, I feel like you could just have there's like 13 different regions or something, right? I can't remember exactly.
11?
11? Yeah, maybe it's 11.
11.
11 different regions. Well, just have 11 different templates, and then whatever you know what I'm saying, and then whatever the champion is dropping, just say, hey, we're using the Spirit Blossom template, we're using
Right.
the Piltover Zahn template, we're using the Freljord template, right? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't create, I don't know, like if you're really spending a bunch of time on creating the season pass, this is a problem, I think, for sure, for developing.
Right, and I think that's why they wanted to fix it because it was a problem. But hopefully they're hitting a nice middle ground where they don't have to think too much region specific, and then it doesn't take them that much time to work on it either.
Yeah, I'm
sure.
sure
And I
they'll-
do hope that they do at least one more with the Nova Shards, because I would hate to have just 5 sitting there.
Yeah, I hope the
I'm
rest
sure
stays the same.
they've thought about that. I'm sure it's got to be on their mind, but we'll see. So, I mean,
Yeah.
for me, I don't blame them for experimenting. I think it's good to try new things. I think overall, for like we talked about with the Battle Pass before, the new style they enabled a lot more free track stuff. It was way better for free players, so that could also contribute to why it didn't sell as well. But I don't know.
Which also didn't match up with their picture, which was weird too. So, yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. This was the first battle pass where I would consider like not purchasing it, just because it didn't feel like anything really.
Mm-hmm.
I know it had like some gold star vessels like for the end game and the Nova shards, but like the Nova shards coming in 5, like if they were 10, I would have snap bought that. 5 is like, I'm not sure exactly what you're trying to do here.
Yep.
What do you mean you don't want to wait 20 months until you can like collect?
I mean,
it?
even like having to wait 2 months before they're useful at all, like because nothing drops in sets of 5. It just, I don't know.
Yeah, I do have 2 regions that are at 95 right now.
Yeah, it just feels a little scummy. That's all. I mean, it's not necessarily like the end of the world or anything. It just felt a little scummy.
Yep.
I like that they're trying new things, and I personally would still like to see a monthly pass, because if they can get it to a point where people feel like it's value, it should bring in more consistent money, right? And this can
Yeah.
only help them.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. You guys have other things you want to talk about before we jump into the tier list? I know, Daya, you're gonna help host it here. You've used this tool before, so
I have.
Well, I do have a
Tool
question for you,
Toolmaker
Nazoric.
expert.
yeah, sure.
After you finish the 10 stars, what are you gonna do?
I mean, I can mess around with running 3 stars into it. I can, do Defiance. I got plenty of options. still going to enjoy playing the game. So
Some mortality runs.
Yeah, it's I'm sure I'll be focusing on other things, but yeah, can start working on community-driven events, other things like that. I've just been enjoying grinding this, except for these last 2 champions. Man, I've been like so many champions I just one-shot this adventure with, and I didn't have to grind anything out. The only other, like, there was a couple, I think like Pike I had like 3 or 4 runs, and Talia I had like 3 runs, but most of them, it always, like, I got through the first act no problem, and it was just a matter of, okay, I got to the end and I got some bad RNG. I just gotta, run this 2 or 3 times and I'll be fine. But with this now, Nunu, I'm at that point. But before, like yesterday when I was playing Nunu, it was seriously like losing in Act 1 at like Zed and Lulu or Karma Set and stuff like that. And I was just like, this is so painful.
That's the hardest part, man.
I never had this problem.
Act 1, I feel like Act 2 is pretty easy. And
really?
Then Act 3 is usually fine for me until like the last boss.
Yeah. I never on any other champion, I don't think, had a problem with Act 1. I breezed through Act 1 with all my other champions, and it's just like Nunu and Nora that I'm just like, what is going on here?
I think we play really differently. Like, you make different drafting decisions than I would ever make, and yeah, so I think it's probably something in playstyle where, like, the beginning is hard for me, and then I'm set up, and I can just, like, cruise through the end. And maybe for you, the beginning's easy because you're making better decisions at the start, and then the end is possibly hard because, like, if I got past the Act 1, I'm broken.
I don't know. I'll tell you, watching Nazoric's Mel and Warwick run, and then also doing my own and seeing the powers he got as options and the powers I got as options, made a huge difference. I was like, Nazoric gets the legendary that doubles all damage. Me, I get commons. What's going on here?
And that's another thing. Like, with Mel, I went in thinking I'm gonna make this an infinite from the beginning. So if I don't get that infinite, I'm not moving anywhere. And like, if you're just taking whatever you pick up and like doing a run with it, then you're gonna have like a much different experience.
Yeah, and that's what I found out was pretty much my problem with Nunu is I kept playing, like, trying to do a specific strategy where I was like, okay, I'm going to dupe snowballs, get a ton of snowballs in my deck, going to get these big snowballs, and we're going to recommend. Then I would not draw snowballs, and I would be like, no, the RNG. And just playing into that RNG is no good. And now that I switched the way I'm doing it, where I'm just like, okay, just focusing on general board power, it's so much easier to just draft what I need to and, do that. So
you run his Relic?
No, I'm not. I'm running Stacked Deck, Beast Within, and Searing Brilliance. Just
Beast Within is, oh man, on Nunu, I feel like I want it, and then I also know that it's a waste if you can level him up.
It's not though,
it's
because
so upsetting.
Like the other units in his deck are also valued. Like, they get big stats, especially when your snowballs die. Like, and they need Overwhelm to punch through, and it's only him and the snowballs that get the Overwhelm.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
But I think his Relic makes a big difference to him. I have it, I run it, and I have zero issues ever getting snowballs. But without it, I can definitely imagine that it creates a big,
I have his Relic. Thing. I tried it. It was not great.
You didn't really like it? Oh, interesting. Okay.
No. I just don't like Nunu in general. I'm not a big fan. There was a build with him that I did like, which was fun. It was the Spectral Scissors, Corrupted Fragment, and then the Taker's Bow.
Does that work at all?
What's that?
Does that work at all? I felt like it wouldn't. It seemed really memey to me.
It's nice because all your snowballs become invulnerable, but the Corrupted Star Fragment can still be used to kill one and get the rally. And so then you can attack in twice with a full board of snowballs. It's fun, but yeah, it was not effective.
What if you traded like Spectral Scissors for Beast Within there? Do you think that would have been better?
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like just I didn't the problem with it is that your a lot of your board ends up just being ephemeral stuff that you drop, and then if you don't kill them in one turn, they attack in on you and you take a ton of Nexus damage. And
Yeah.
that was the consistent problem. And now that I'm just using stack deck, playing things that actually stick on the board, and when they die, the next thing you know in my deck gets a bunch of power, or a bunch of stats in general, power and health, and it's fine. It works so much better to just be like, snowballs are a benefit. They give me a rally sometimes, but that's pretty much all they're doing. They're just getting me a rally and drawing me my other big units.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly can't remember how my run went or how it felt.
Well, at least you don't have to do it anymore. So you have
that. It was
that.
a one shot, and it just, like I said, I never felt like I was in control of the game ever. And then eventually I won. Like, I felt, like SB Timo, if you have his 6-star, if you just survive like 5 rounds, you win the game. I kind of felt the same way. Like, it doesn't matter what you do, as long as you survive 5 rounds, eventually they'll just get, like, a critical mass of, like, puff caps or whatever, and then they just lose.
Right.
And that's kind of how Nunu felt to me. Eventually, I'll draw a 30-30 snowball, and it'll become a bunch more 30-30 snowballs, and then I'll win. How I get to that point, I don't know.
Hey, I have a pretty good segue to this into this relics thing.
Yeah, go for it.
Warlord's helmet, Trinimir's thing.
Yep.
The stats that get passed on, it's only if you're Trinimir?
Yep.
Oh, that's lame. Right, can we change that, please? Thank you.
Well, I think it's on purpose.
Yeah, I kind of wish that they, like, if they were worried about that, like, the thing is, Tryndamere only gives, like, every time you attack in, it's like +1/+1 or something, or, I don't know. It's like some minor amount of stats, and then the helmet just doubles it, right? Anytime you're doing stuff. They should have just made the helmet, hey, when you add stats to stuff in your deck, instead of doubling, give it an extra +1 or +2. And then it won't scale out of control with stuff like Nunu. And then it's usable by other champions, but it's not, crazy.
I think it would have been
I'm
fine.
willing to accept that change. Slight nerf to Trinimir, but open to other people. Yeah.
I think it would have been fine. Like, I think signature relics can be good, and they can be good on more than one champion, and that's not a problem. But
yeah, like
I think
Soraka's.
Riot disagrees. I think Riot wants them to be like champion specific.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't buy Tryndamere's relic because he also doesn't really need it. So.
Right.
True.
His relic is Chemtech Duplicator and Echoing Spirit. I think Echoing Spirit more than anything is
that actually. It's funny because similar problem to Nunu. I tried that using a build like that first, where I was like Echoing Spirit, try to get Tryndamere, didn't work. Then I just was like, nope, stack deck, focus on stats, play this easy, no problem.
I've run like Echoing Spirit, Searing Brilliance on him and do like a control build, and I've actually seen some pretty good success with it because every time you play a spell, you also put a snowball in the deck too.
Yeah.
I haven't tried that, but it sounds fine. Sounds fine.
Anyway, so why don't you walk us through how this draft is going to... Are we doing it like... Are we based it on relics we find fun, relics we think are the most powerful? Do we have criteria for how we're drafting?
Okay, so I hadn't thought about that. I thought that we were doing by strongest relic, but also favorite relic, because usually those are going to line up anyway, right?
Right.
Like, people aren't like... what's the worst relic in the game? Spirit Glove. That's my favorite. It gives you overwhelm, No one's thinking that is like their favorite relic. But I was thinking like favorite relics are relics that like you think are good. They don't necessarily have to be the most powerful, but they probably will be just by virtue of if you're using them, they are. And then we'll just start like with one of us, and then kind of it'll be like, let's say
Snake.
Me, then Qide, then Nazoric, Qide, and then me.
Yeah. So we'll snake draft. Nice.
Yeah, so we'll snake draft back and forth, and that way no one gets like, no one's last always, and I think that'll be good. There's also 130 relics, so we
might take us a minute.
Yeah. For consumables, I figured we would all just think of these as the most S tier of S tier relics, and like they're kind of dumb. Like rating Cosmic Blessing versus other Cosmic Blessing
Right.
doesn't seem like a value add, and then like Spirit Forge, like if you're trying to make a build based on it, obviously Spirit Forge is the first thing you take because otherwise you can't use any of the other relics.
Yeah.
And that seems like not worth fighting over. So
I agree.
I think just
Same.
having consumables in their own slot seems like it makes sense.
And I'm assuming whatever one we pick, we're given a very quick synopsis of why we picked it, right?
Yeah, we'll talk about the relic, why we like it. Maybe we do a little bit less of that as we go down and we don't really like the relic and we're just picking it. But we can talk about how we feel like they're used and that kind of thing with them. So.
And are we allowed to basically also tune in and say, yeah, I think this is a dumb pick of yours, and here's why?
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
All right, so I'm going to roll dice for each of us, and then whoever gets it starts.
Okay.
So you can't see this because I don't want to try to figure out my screen sharing and make it so that there's nothing weird on my screen.
No worries. We'll trust you.
We trust you, yeah.
The roll is 12, 7, 3, so it's exactly in order.
Cool. So you
Beautiful.
start us off?
I will start. And my favorite relic is Guardian Angel.
Go, of
Guardian
course,
Angel.
the 3-star no epic relic guy.
The 3-star no epic relic guy picks a non-epic relic.
Start off strong.
Lets you print champions. So if you put 2 Guardian Angels on, you get 2 champions when they die. If you put 3 Guardian Angel on, you get 3 champion when they die. So if you use something like Teemo with Blade's Edge as your starting power, you can target Teemo, and then immediately on round 1, you have 3 Teemos to get that started. You can use it for Mel for an infinite. There's a number of infinites you can do. On Jin, you can do an infinite because he'll trigger his thing twice. So yeah, it enables a bunch of infinites. It gives you more champions. It also gives you extra revives, which I think is actually super underrated, especially if you're doing like challenge runs. Sometimes you just die, and then having an extra revive means that you didn't. And that saved me so many times. I burned through Guardian Angel revives like nothing in challenge runs. And so I think it is the best relic.
Yeah, just to go on that really quick, I put mine into A tier because I do think it is incredibly strong. Oftentimes, it doesn't make the cut in a lot of like niche builds, especially when we get into the high level, high synergy builds. So it doesn't end up making the cut a lot of the time in a lot of these builds. So for me, it's just slightly above or slightly below S tier.
I mean, I don't.
It's a wrong opinion that you're welcome to.
I don't use it nearly enough. I recognize its power and usefulness, and I just don't use it enough. I'm too attracted to the shiny purples. So
I think before I started doing the 3-star no epic relic stuff, that it was actually lower on the list for me as well. But the more that I played around with it, the more I used it, the more I realized just how powerful it actually is. So it just kind of built up over time for me for how strong it is. Obviously, if you're like playing a 6-star and you're not going to die anyway and your champion's never going to be threatened, like it doesn't matter. But whenever there's anything challenging, I think it helps a lot.
Like maybe you don't need it on Tryndamere.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't use it on Tryndamere. All right, Mr. Qide, your pick.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with Chemtech Duplicator.
All right, yeah, that was probably second on my list.
It's
the alphabet.
There you go. It is, it's a go-to even in high-level builds. It duplicates your spells. Why would you not want it when you hit 6 mana? Well, it falls off a little bit in the super low-level gameplay because getting to 6 mana is kind of a struggle. But ultimately, once you hit that 6 mana break, even at the low level, which, believe it or not, you have, like, in a weird way, higher chance of hitting because you're in the game longer, usually. You basically just win the game, right? Once Chemtech starts being applicable, yeah, the game's basically won, right? We see this a lot of times in like Machine Gun Lux and things like
Nami.
Yeah, Nami. Yeah, you name it. Basically, if there's spells and you play it, you're happy. Yeah, you just equip this and you go, yeah, I'll just make it work because as soon as I hit 6 mana gems, I win.
It combines really well with Guardian Angel. So if you have double Guardian Angel Chemtech, now you have 3 Chemtechs.
Yeah, exactly, right? And we see this with the Anivia build for sure, right? You get 3 Anivias on the board, and all of a sudden you're just going crazy mode with your elemental spells. It's even good in like Mel, yeah, Jin. Like you could basically put it if you don't have like the quote unquote optimal build, and the unit that you're playing has some sort of spell. You just use it and you're happy. So this is why I picked it.
Yeah, my favorite champion for Chemtech Duplicator is Jace. He is amazing with it because he also duplicates. So you just like spam 6-cost spells like crazy.
Right. I've heard he doesn't need it.
He probably doesn't.
Well, that's what his ability does too, right? It duplicates the spell, so.
But I don't know. I haven't played him very much, so.
I still love it on Jace. It's great.
Yeah, and again, this is it just makes it better, right? It just plays it one more time. So yeah, why not?
Yeah, especially if you can get him like on round 2 to 6 mana, which I think is possible.
Yeah, Chemtech is probably my top blue relic, I would say.
Nazoric, what is
you can't pick it because I did.
What is your pick?
Well, I think you guys should all know this, but Searing Brilliance is my number 1.
Shocks of shocks.
Yeah. So this has
which is I never gave it a chance until I saw you play with it, and I'm like, wow, he equips
good.
it on everybody.
People highly underrate draw and minus cost. It's so good, and additional copies gives you more chance to draw the things that you want. And yeah, it's just there's so many infinite combos you can end up doing with it, and it's just a lot of fun to build around. I think it's really good, and yeah, I use it on like Mel's probably the least valuable champion that I use it on. Like most of the other champions I use it on, it has a lot higher value. And there's even champions that you don't expect, like Nautilus. It's really, really good on Nautilus because every time you draw, you toss stuff, and it makes you draw more and toss more, and so you get deep way quicker. And it's just one of those things that there's so many champions that it's amazing on that you don't even realize until you start to use it. So, yep.
That's really interesting, actually, on Nautilus. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah,
and again, I like it on Nunu too, right? If you're going control build with Nunu, Echoing, Searing Brilliance, it just makes his spell super cheap, and you draw when you play it. Drawing means more snowballs. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's a thinking man's relic. You have to be careful of your draft. But aside from that, it's so strong. It's so incredibly powerful. And whenever you hit the right thing with Searing Brilliance, you just scream in joy,
Yep.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. And my follow-up relic to this for a long time was not on my list, but the more and more I started to use it, the more I'm loving it, and that is Found Fortune. So.
All right, so it's the same thing, except.
It's another one where you have to be paying attention to what's in your deck. It does affect how you draft and going through, but it's so much tempo. The second you drop your champion and you draw whatever comes out of there, you get 0 cost, gets an epic item. It just can make such a big tempo swing. You can also do a lot of different stuff with it if you have ways of summoning your champion multiple times and getting lots of draws off that, getting more free stuff, more epic items on there. Really good on a lot of champions like, Lilia or... Lilia, actually, I don't think I use it that much on her, but I use it on Ari for, dropping her multiple times. You can use it on, like, Nico, too, because you can duplicate her. You can use it on... Oh, no, it's play effect. Never mind. What am I thinking? I'm thinking about the other piece there, but there are things that you can do that I have done with, like, Gale Force, where you drop a champion, they get shuffled back in, you play them again. But oftentimes, like Leona, I think is one of the best on her because of her, 4 cost. You get Ravoon, stuff like that. It's just, I like looking at my deck, seeing what's in there, and building around that. So this is just something that helps me to use another tool to build around. It's great.
You'll know that these are both drafting thinking man's relics.
It's funny with Found Fortune. The first time I unlocked it, and this was before going on to stream and having everybody yell at me, what build to do. I instantly was like, wait a second, this is exactly what Leona needs. And I put it on her, and I went, oh my god, yes, this is exactly what Leona needs. Yeah, because getting Ravoon is like so necessary for her kit, right? So, yeah, I agree. Game changer for her, but very strong. Agreed. A free cost spell or unit or whatever is strong, right? So, it also Lux Illuminator, right? Very good.
Right. It draws Luminos.
I call it the Illuminati, but yeah.
it draws you a two or less cost at the start of your thing, at the start of your game, whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, Mr. Qide, your second pick.
My second pick is going to be another blue, actually. Stalker's Blade.
All right, that was high up on my list as well.
The reason I picked Stalker's Blade is because, I've talked about this on my stream before, but I think that this is one of the relics that Legends of Runeterra kind of messed up on. They should not allow you to equip 3 of these. It's crazy. At low levels, you're basically struggling for removal, especially low stars and stuff. And so, like a 1-star person equips Stalker's Blade, and you have some control. You also activate a lot of different things on different champions by doing it. I think it's insanely good. And then there's also just a lot of like infinite builds and just incredibly really strong builds that just use Stalker's Blade because, doing damage to units and removing them off the board, not shockingly, is good. So, Stalker's Blade and being able to equip 3 even at super low levels. You just basically, you're like, I'm going to play my champion, board wipe, and I'm basically going to steamroll from there. So, love it. It's very, very good. I think that Riot should nerf it and only allow you to equip 1, but I understand why they don't. And a lot of builds end up not equipping all 3, sometimes 2, but usually like just 1 anyways, so I get it. But very, very strong, especially for new players. And it's strong enough to carry into some of the top tier builds as well. So I love it.
Yeah. Double Stalker's Lilia is really good because it forces her champion thing every time. The Dream Laden Bow, you get one for free. And
right.
Like LeBlanc Double Stalkers is usually an infinite. And there's a couple others. It's solid.
Yeah, the big thing about it, actually, in my opinion, is, yes, being able to equip multiple is very beneficial, but it's a summon effect and not a play effect. Like where the Scales of Judgment, the Nasus relic, they made it a play effect. Oftentimes, Stalker's Blade can end up being better for champions where you're able to summon them or duplicate them or other things like that, where you can activate a summon effect rather than a play effect. And so it has a lot more applicability in infinite builds and stuff like that.
And synergizes incredibly well with Guardian Angel.
Sure does. I abuse that. My Ambessa build is like Guardian Angel double stalkers, and then you just get to attack 7 times in a round. It's great.
Yeah, exactly, right. And so and Nazoric is absolutely right. The fact that it's on summon makes all of this possible. So yeah, very good.
And I hope they never change that. My next relic is the Grand General's counter plan.
Nice.
Being able to just use your champion spell over and over is really good on a lot of champions. Doesn't work on every champion. Like Viego, you never want to equip this, obviously. But on champions where your champion spell is good, especially if it's pretty inexpensive, Grand General's counter plan just goes so hard. Like, again, on someone like Nami, just having it gives you access to your spell all the time. On Mel, you get free rebuttals. And then there's like probably 30 other champions where it's just a good relic.
This one is also top tier for me. Really, really good. For the reasons you mentioned, for sure. And also, very minor, but you lose your champion sometimes.
Oh, yeah, you get
and it's kind of nice just having it there if you didn't use all your mana, which happens far more often, and then you're kind of sad because it's sitting there thinking at you. But sometimes you get to play your champion again, and you're like, oh, thank God.
Right, like, especially if you needed your champion to block unexpectedly, then you just have a free one in your hand. Well, it's not free, but, an extra one in your hand.
Exactly.
And it didn't take you a draw. and then I guess I go again.
Yep.
So Echoing Spirit.
No.
Next one too.
Kind of for the same reason. Echoing Spirit gives you more access to your champion. I think these two work pretty well in coordination as well.
Yeah.
But sometimes you do one instead of the other. But Echoing Spirit just gives you... One of the best ways to lose this game is to not draw your champion. Echoing Spirit solves that problem. Now, sometimes Echoing Spirit will give you your whole handful of the champion, and that's another way to lose the game.
True. Yeah,
but also, like, the spells cost one less. Like, your champion spell costs one less. It's so good.
Yeah, this is one of the first epic relics I ever received. And I'll tell you, I equipped it almost every single time I had an epic slot, and I was never upset about it, because it's also very good if your champion's not level 20 yet, because then you don't get the champion draw. This means that you have a much higher chance of getting your champion in your hand before you hit level 20. And it kind of serves the same purpose as like a necklace, but on steroids, right? Because you also get the discount.
Necklace is so
right?
bad.
Hey, come on! I have that ranked as like a B tier. What?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't necessarily disagree with your ranking, but like the comparison is just insane.
Yeah,
Also,
it's
the champion spells cost one less is per thing it's equipped on. So if you can multiple summon your champion, yeah, then your champion spells get really inexpensive.
Oh, I did not know that. Oh, that's crazy.
So on Nico, probably especially on Nico, that becomes very relevant.
Good to know. I did not know that. Yeah, also love it. Very, very good. Good for low levels, good for high levels. If you're never sure what to equip, yeah, equipping this is probably never, quote unquote, wrong. Yeah.
It's just good.
Agreed.
Mr. Qide.
Oh. Let's see. I'm going to do one that I don't even have, but I think it's incredibly strong, and I wish I had it, is Black Shield. Spell Shield is very strong, and being able to put Spell Shield on every single summon or every single ally you summon seems broken as hell. And it's something that I wish that I could participate in, and hopefully someday I will soon. But oftentimes when I'm talking to Chad and saying, hey, what should I equip? One of the very first things they always say is, do you have Black Shield? And I'm always like, no. So, yeah. I think that Spell Shield, again, is just incredibly strong. It's a go-to. You can always put it on any champion, kind of like with Echoing Spirit, and you're going to see value from it. So, I like it. I like simplicity, things that I don't have to think too hard about. Black Shield does that.
So Black Shield for me is something where, like, I agree with everything you said, and I still never use it. But I agree with everything you said. Spell Shield on everything is incredible, but, like, there's usually a better relic that you can pull, unless something like the Volley Bear Adventure, where you're just constantly getting hit with spells, where just having the Spell Shield is, like, a guaranteed safety, in which case it's really good. Also, if you're using, like, a Katarina trick, and you need Katarina to stay on the board. If you ever need your champion to stay on the board, then Black Shield is really good, but oftentimes I find that there's just like a better relic instead. But I don't disagree with anything you said. I think having Spell Shield on summon is an insane ability, and if I had 4 relic slots, it would probably be my 4th relic every single time.
Agreed. I think that it does get pushed out a lot of the times for the quote-unquote more niche, idealistic, one-shot build, so to speak, right? But yeah, I think for the versatility and if you get this as one of your first epic relics, yeah, you're definitely not sad,
Yeah, it's certainly not bad.
I mean, I certainly, every time I use it, I'm like, wow, I'm really glad I used that. This, like, especially into hard adventures, like, it actually, like, oftentimes the enemies will just waste spells on your, like, followers and whatnot, which is great as well. And then you have more board presence and you can control the board better. And yeah, it's, I use it on Viego because Viego doesn't really need other stuff. And I'm just like, oh yeah, if I protect my units a little bit, then I can make sure that they have enough power when I'm sacrificing them, and I can get my combos off, because sometimes I need to have some things out there in order to do what I want to do. So, yeah, I certainly use it on a few champions, but not very many. I think it's like maybe Kaisa and Viego are like the two main ones I use it on.
I think I use it on Poro King also.
I would say it like this. If you
sense.
find yourself going up against like Zoe or Viego or Thresh as like these bosses that kind of just sling infinite spells at you, Lysandra even to some degree, and you're just like, man, I don't know what to do. Yeah, try equipping Black Shield and see if it works, because there's a good chance it might help.
Lysandra adventure big time. Is you're like, oh, buried in ice? No, thank you. I don't care. Yep. Yeah, so for my next relic, I will select, in my opinion, my first boring relic, but that's the Beast Within. It is just too good. Too good. It's up at the top.
Another
middle.
one I don't have, sad.
Yeah, it's like there's so many things. I mean, just having Overwhelm as a power is fantastic. Of course, you're not going to use this on any of the champions that have Overwhelm as one of their stars, but there's so many champions that have subtypes in their deck for the extra +1/+1. The Overwhelm, just in general, like any champion that works off stats, you generally want to be able to hit their Nexus and end rounds quicker before things get out of control. And it just makes such a big difference. It is quality of life in a relic. So, yeah, it's boring, but it's really good. So I'm taking it.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about that. It's just good.
Yeah,
Overwhelm is good.
One of my favorite rare relics that I used when I was low level was the Everything Has Overwhelm relic. So this is just an upgraded version. Yeah.
Troll King's Crown. Yeah. Problem with Troll King's Crown is it requires you to have your champion on the board, which.
Yeah, this is just even better, right? It's a power. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Snake Draft style. I'm torn between two, but I won't reveal the other one. I'm going to take Deck of Destiny, which I also have grown. The 10-star adventure has made me appreciate this relic so much more, because having access to a stun, especially if you're combining this with Steering Brilliance, is absolutely amazing. Just guaranteing that you have this. You can either draw more cards with it. You can, do board clears if you're a spell-based deck. You can do, crowd control if you're anybody else that's just like, I need a way to defend myself from big threats, and I don't have that in my deck by default. This is a great way to just get that in your deck, especially for the 10-star adventure. I've used this so many times in the 10-star that it has made a huge difference. So, yep.
Wild cards are really good, and especially if you have counterfeit copies as like your starting power, you can just keep counterfeiting your wild card, and that is also very strong.
Yeah, this is one that I'm kind of torn on. I don't even know if I have it, but I could never really find a place to equip it if I did. It just seems very weird and awkward, and the wild cards seem very mediocre to me. Now, with that being said, I do see huge value in the 10-star for it. So maybe it's one of those niche ones that kind of fits, kind of like Voidborn Carapace in that slots, where normally you don't equip Voidborn Carapace, but in the 10-star it's like super overperforming. So, yeah.
I think deck is better than it sounds, and you kind of just need to play with it a while to understand like how good just having a thing that can draw or stun actually is. Like, the versatility of wild cards is so good. I think that's fair. One downside is that, like, it does take a card that you draw. That could have been a different card, but you could also just play blue card and then draw another card.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It also kind of goes with my hatred of Twisted Fate, which I know is not warranted because people love him. But yeah, I just don't really get him, maybe, and I feel like I'm trash with him. So, yeah.
All right. Your pick, Mr. Qide.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with Ludin's Tempest.
Sure.
Yeah, it basically speaks for itself. Increase all of your damage by spells and skills +1. It goes on a ton of champions. And it is even better if you have Guardian Angels / Deathless, stuff like that. Combos very well if you can get duplicates of your champion, because it also duplicates whenever your champion is on the board. Yeah, it makes a lot of stuff. It just makes your life easier, like genuinely. You're just like, man, I just feel like I'm not outputting enough damage. I just need a little bit more. Yeah, just equip Eludin's Tempest, and you're probably like, yeah, my life just a little bit easier. And you can equip multiples of them. So yeah, equip 2. Why not? Have fun.
Yeah, I think anything that I use Ludens on, I usually also use 2 Ludens on.
Yeah, it's very good with even Searing Brilliance, right? Let's just get more and do more damage. It's very good for people who rely on skills. Not so much on Jinx, surprisingly. She doesn't really need it, but like Jhin, awesome. Swain, awesome. I mean, yeah, they could have better builds, but if you equip them, you're not necessarily like, yeah, I'm sad, right?
Yeah, and like you were saying, it can also get you over like the landmark that reduces your damage. Eludin's Tempest maybe puts you over that, and then it doesn't reduce your damage anymore, and you can get started. So I think it's very good. All right, my pick is going to be Perfect Hex Core. Perfect Hex Core is good. It creates a card, gives you a what's it called? A keyword, and it makes it that you can play it on anything. And I find that sometimes you just need lifesteal, and Perfect Hex Core is a way to give you lifesteal. And the fact that it's a created card and also just a spell also helps with a lot of champions that just want to be doing things. So like the more things that you do, the more power you get out of it. It's really good on like Aurelion Soul, which I mean doesn't need it, but like Akshan as a way to target him.
Samira.
I'm sure I'm forgetting like 100 others. Yeah, Samira. And it's just like kind of good. And like I don't know, you don't always need it, but I think it's just a solid relic. Also, if you have Chemtech Duplicator active, you're basically forced to get lifesteal. I use this a lot in like Baron Nashor, where you end up taking a bunch of damage early on, and you need to find a way to like repair that later. So Perfect Hex Core plus Chemtech Duplicator was kind of my go-to for survival.
Yeah, 100% agree with everything you said. It's an engine rever, right? You've got an engine that you want to try to get going. Perfect Hex Core is a way to get that going in a lot of ways, right? Aurelion Soul reduces cost. Play an extra card. Yeah, we see this with Samira, right? Same with action. You need something to target. Yeah, Perfect Hex Core is right there, right? So it just is an engine. A thing that you can use to kind of activate your engine a little bit faster, and if you activate your engine a little bit faster, you're just going to win the game a little bit faster, right? Very good. And worst case scenario, yeah, you just get a keyword. Put this on any champion, especially super low level. Keywords are very, very, very good. Yeah, you're happy. I love it too. It was probably going to be my next one. So
honestly, even if it were a 0-cost spell that did nothing and targeted, I might still think it's really good.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's an engine activator, right? It gets that engine going. Yeah.
So that is my feelings on Hex Core. And then the next thing I'm going to pick, and this one is more fun than strong, is Mischief Maker's Flute. I just love puff caps, man. Like, the spell shield is nice as well, but I don't know. Even if the puff caps aren't doing anything, I just love having them in the enemy deck. Like, maybe they'll only draw like 3 of them, and it could have been any other relic, and it would have been better. But just the fact that I planted 100 just fills me with joy. This is a joyful relic. It's not necessarily good, but like, I don't know. If there's an empty spot, I'm probably going to throw this on because I just like seeing it.
Spell Shield is really good.
Buying.
It's like any upgraded version of Spell Shield, like this and the Soraka Relic and the Thresh Relic, like they're honestly, it's good to have Spell Shield. Like we talked about with Black Shield, it's good to have Spell Shield on your champion, and if you get other benefits out of it, even better. I mean, I use this on Caitlyn because Caitlyn's already trap heavy, and this works with her really well. And of course, like Spirit Blossom Teemo, Standard Teemo, anything trap related, it's still good. But
on Yasuo, it gives you like a win condition sometimes.
Oh yeah,
so
Yasuo, lots of
Yeah.
striking. Yep.
This definitely falls into the category of, yeah, it does something, right? No matter who you equip it on. So,
It does something.
so this is pretty good, right? It does something, and damage. Damage is also something that is pretty important. So, yeah, I agree with you. I don't have it, but it's one I've thought about buying just because, yeah, it does something, right? Equip it and it does something, and you can't be sad about that.
Yeah, I think maybe it's more fun than it's actually good, but it's really fun.
Fair.
And why else are we playing video games if not for fun?
I gotta say, when you chose Perfect Hex Score, I totally thought your next pick was going to be Chosen by the Stars. I was like, that combination, so good. But
It is higher on like my tier list ranking, but I don't know. I just wanted to go for the fun one.
fair,
like it.
fair.
Mr. Qide.
All right. I'm going to pick Packed Powder.
Okay.
This is a little bit not a typical pick, I think, but it is a huge activator for a lot of decks and builds that, yeah, you just want to get your champion out quicker. It combos with a lot of good stuff, and it also gives you stats. What more could you ask for? Oftentimes, I feel like if I'm also looking for something that I'm just trying to stick on to something and because I'm not sure what to use, this is something I'll pick because, yeah, worst case scenario, I just attack before playing my champion so I can get it to, cheaper or something, especially if you have a deck that summons a unit right out the gate. Yeah, play Packed Powder, you get it out sooner, cheaper. Can't really hurt
that
anything.
was very high on my list, actually. I use Packed Powder a lot.
And definitely combined with the Swain Relic is the ideal way to go if you want to get a expensive champion out early. I mean, obviously you can use Scourge Stash as well, but yeah, great combo with the Swain Relic.
Yeah, and if you combine this with like another plunder or two plunders with the Spirit Blossom Master Yi, you basically drop him turn one and you're like, yeah, I basically win, right? So, I mean, you could even go super crazy weird builds like that too. It has a weird niche spot, but the spot it fills is very good.
Cool. Nazoric.
All right. Well, none of you guys picked the one I was debating with last time, but that's Harmless Scarecrow. If I'm playing any trap-based champion, I want the Harmless Scarecrow. So, and even other champions, if you just feel like burning their deck, you can do stuff with Chemtech Duplicator and whatnot, and just burn the enemy deck for fun. It's got multiple applications, but primarily any trap-based champion you really want this on. So I like this relic.
+2/+2 in Overwhelm is actually really underrated on it as well, because a lot of enemy decks are not very large, so you can hit it and then you're just like, oh, suddenly I'm stronger.
True. So true.
I always get surprised by it, where I'm like, wait a second, my whole board got struck. What? Oh yeah, that's right. I always forget about it.
Basically, is what won my Fiddlesticks run on the 10-star was Harmless Scarecrow. Getting Overwhelm on everything is just insane.
What I want to do someday is, I think Set has the bouncer guy that costs 3 and makes a copy in hand. I want to find him with mana deposit, and then just with Harmless Scarecrow burn out their entire deck. That's what I want to do.
Nice.
I haven't been able to pull it off, but I think some weird combos like that might exist.
What's your next one?
My next one, well, because Dia didn't take it, I'm taking Chosen by the Stars.
Chosen by the Stars.
It is glorious. It's a lot of keywords. It's fantastic. Great for combat. Great for your champion. Anything, especially if you have created cards that, like Perfect Hex Score, if you have stuff to target your champion, really easy to get them to the power threshold to trigger, getting Regeneration, Overwhelm, and Challenger. And, things with Evolve, things with other stuff, just really good all around. I love it. I use it on a ton of champions all the time, so, yep.
Yeah, solid pick.
Mr. Qide.
Okay, I'm gonna pick Celestial Staff.
All right.
And I'm picking this because, yeah,
It's good.
it's just so good. It's got the Spell Shield, it's got the Challenger, both very good keywords, and then it also has the ability to rally if you heal. And there are quite a few decks out there that were good, maybe a little bit borderline mediocre. And now that this Relic exists, yeah, it makes them way fun to play. It's super fun to play on Soraka. Getting the rally is huge. I love to use it on Warwick. I love to use it on Shyvana. I love to use it on basically any single champion that I know that has some sort of easily accessible heal. And not lifesteal, right? But it has to heal itself. I love. Now, it doesn't quite work with regen, sadly. But, yeah, it's kind of a niche. It works with just a couple of champions. But the ones it does work on are very, very good. And it makes their deck so much more fun to play. So I love it. And I love the Soraka champ too. But anyways, yeah, I love this.
Yep, it's a good relic. It is more applicable than a lot of the other signature relics.
There's a relic out here. That's the one. I was like, I'm surprised none of us have picked this.
I mean, look. Is it the most boring relic possible? Maybe. But Starforge Gauntlets is good. Gives you +1 mana. You use it on every Titanic champion, and sometimes you make a champion Titanic just so you can toss it on.
So true.
It's just, I don't know. It's super solid. All it had to say is like +1 mana, and like none of the rest of the text even matters on it.
Yeah, like Titanics was going to stop us from trying to like use it on people who aren't Titanic, right?
People have tried to put this on Teemo. We're gonna make our 1/1 Titanic.
Just looking for a phage in the item picks.
Yeah. Then my follow-up is gonna be Loaded Dice.
Nice.
I love it.
Loaded Dice is so much better the longer your adventure goes. Just plus 10% chance to epic powers and items, plus 3 rerolls. Rerolls are so good in this game.
Yeah.
And it's kind of underrated when you have like only 7 fights to go through. When you go through Zoe, I'm burning through 30, not really 30, but like 15 probably rerolls in that adventure. I'm picking them up 3 at a time at every shop that you get them at, and yeah, I'm just spending down. So Loaded Dice just makes everything easier.
I always thought that this was incredibly underrated from a community standpoint. Epic powers are very good usually. We've got I always want to call it the landmark one, but it's not. It's based off of the landmark, but it's like +2/+2 in Challenger when you play a champion. Grandeur Plaza, right?
Yeah, it's when you play anything.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, when you play anything, Grandeur Plaza is insanely good. Perfection is insanely good, right? Like, epic powers tend to be game-defining powers, and especially if you're a slightly lower player who doesn't have access or like high percentage chances of getting an epic power or something, this will actually change your game. I remember playing it on some low-level champion the other day. Like months and months ago, but it was like a 2-star champion, level 12 or something, and I wasn't sure what to pick, and I was like, I'll just pick Loaded Dice. Yeah, my run just went really, really smooth, and like you said, the rerolls are very, very nice. I also almost use all of my rerolls, and it's only gotten better with the Zoe run. I agree, because that first starting power does in some ways make or break your run to a degree. So especially if you're a person who kind of looks for that very key power to play with, Loaded Dice. I love it. I think it's highly, highly underrated, so I'm glad you picked it.
Mr. Qide.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to pick Death's Foil. This is another one I don't have. But this is another one that I think is very, very, very good, and can actually go on a lot of champions that maybe you don't necessarily think it should go on, because when you get into higher tier stuff like Deadlies, yeah, you basically can't attack into a lot of them, right? Because you're just going to die. This fixes that problem, and especially if your engine is kind of based on attacking. So, like, I could see even running this on Nunu, because, yeah, you get buffs for attacking with Nunu. I could see this running on Annie, because, yeah, sometimes people are like, Annie's really strong, and then I play her, and I'm like, yeah, I can't even attack with her, so I'm sad. So, yeah, I think that this fixed a lot of issues. Now, I will say that this isn't one that I have, and on other champs is better than others, so it is kind of niche a little bit because there are probably some better builds. But this with Mbasa, basically if your champion is a very strong attacking champion, and that's kind of how they do damage and get their engine going, Shyvana, stuff like that, yeah, don't be afraid, equip this and it'll probably make your life easier. I think it's great.
Yep.
Yeah, Death's Foil's definitely one of my like S tier relics. I love it. I use it on a ton of champions as well. Just really strong. And sometimes you can get other benefits. If you have champions, like Lilia, you can use it on her. If you toss her down, the free attack, you get to keep the ephemeral copy of her for another attack and stuff like that. There's other champions that also have ways to spawn like ephemeral copies of them and things like that. And then you can use them for multiple attacks. It's really handy that they can't die while they're attacking. So, yep. Very good. I guess my go. God, there's too many good ones, but I'm going to have to take Protectors of Demacia to rep the podcast. So,
I was thinking about you.
Nice. This, of course, pod, as it's also known, is appropriate for what we are doing here. But I also just love it. This is one of my go-to relics for Jace. It's really fun. Or any champion that you really have an easy time leveling them up, and if you want to fill the board with more champions, this is a good way to do that. So, yeah, really strong with, Lux, of course, as well. But any champion that you can level up quickly, you just get more champions on the board. Champions you can level up multiple times. I know it's not the ideal build. I don't use it on Nidalee, but you could use it on Nidalee, and you could also get a very big board that way. But that wouldn't be her optimal build, so, don't do it. But
also just fun. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it is. The next one will be, I guess, a more serious pick, which is Hidden Tome, which is also amazing for combo pieces and whatnot, playing champion, refilling your mana, pretty much any spell-based champion. This is fantastic on. Allows you to get more combo pieces off and whatnot. Yeah, just really good. Spell mana, valuable.
True. Mr. Qide.
Yeah, again, it's funny. The further we get down, the more I'm like, oh, and this one, and this one, and
There's still over 100 relics. Yeah.
I know there's so many good ones still. So I'm gonna pick one that's a little bit, I guess, more for fun, but also one that I think is incredibly underrated. Emotional Support Bear.
Huh.
You can see? Exactly. Yeah, Emotional Support Bear. You get some Tibbers into your deck, and they all get +5/+5, which makes them 10/10s. And in Annie, and they cost less, so they're 4 cost. And in Annie, they cost 2 because of through her leveling and stuff like that. They end up getting cost reduction as well. So in Annie, I think this is very good because who doesn't want a 10/10 with Fearsome? It also stuns and deals damage. I started running this on Yasuo, and I cannot take it off. I think it's insanely good on Yasuo. I cannot stop playing it. Yeah, I cannot stop playing it. And every single time, turn 2, I drop a 10/10 with Fearsome, and stun and deal damage to the whole board. Yeah, I just love it. It's so fun, man. I even run it on people where I'm just like, yeah, I just need a little CC. Yeah, guess what? I have Tibbers. I stun you, deal damage to you, oftentimes killing you. And then I just have a 10/10 Fearsome. Very good. If you're running a 3-star or below, yeah, basically nothing can stop your 10/10 Tibbers. It's amazing. highly underrated. And if anything in your deck does stunning, this thing just amplifies it. It's a very cheap 10/10 unit. How could it be bad?
I did use this on one of my 10-star runs, but it wasn't Annie. Do you know which champion I used it on?
No, I don't. Who?
No.
Elder Dragon. It's also a 2, cost 10/10, and I used it in combination with the Great Claws. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Because the Great Claws,
6-based.
the Great Claws does damage first, so it damages their whole board, and then you drop Tibbers, and it stuns one of them and damages the rest of the board again. So it basically does 4 damage to the whole board. And
I never thought about
the
the combo because most people tell me Great Claws is like the worst relic in the game. But yeah, I could see it.
I mean, Great Claws is not a good relic, but
Relic's good.
Sorry, say that again.
I said Nazoric likes making bad relics usable.
You're right. Though it was I have to give credit to Conlan, who is one of my chatters, who said that he used Great Claws on Elder Dragon and it worked out great for the 10-star. So I was like, hell, I'm gonna try this. So I can't steal away that credit.
That's an interesting combination.
It is. Like it. And I really like this. I think that, again, in the lower levels, you drop a 10/10, you're happy. You combine it with anything that has stunning, you're happy. I really think it's highly underrated. It's very good. I'm never sad when I draw Tibbers and I play him for cheap. He can block, he can attack. It's great.
He's your emotional support bear.
I can't imagine ever using that relic. My pick is Tempest Blade. So Tempest Blade is really good for surviving. Probably better than it sounds. Like a lot of people just use it on Yasuo or something that can level and D-level. But anytime you can level up on round 2, this will save your life. Because you can play it on like their attack or level up on their attack, and then you just don't take any damage that round. You can also like trigger it on a lot of champions at burst speed or fast speed, so like you can wait until they attack, and then you just Tempest Blade, and then you don't get hit. And usually having that extra 2 rounds to set up is enough to get started and survive, especially in like the really hard 6.5 star adventures where you die on round 2. Tempest Blade is you just slot it in places that it doesn't belong, and like you just live extra.
So
I love this. I also highly rated it. And it also allows you on some of the champions that have multiple level ups, Evelyn and stuff like that, where they flip. It's very good. Like you said, it saves you tons of damage. You just stun their whole board, and then you get to basically, it's like, okay, my turn. Or you can even play it on your turn for an attack, and hopefully they've played out their hand, and then you just get a free attack on the Nexus and probably win. So I agree. It's incredibly good. Yeah, love it.
Yeah, Evelyn, Nidalee, Lux Illuminated, Yasuo are like my main users. But sometimes if I just can't figure out a way to survive, I'll toss it on something else, and then I have a way to survive.
I like it.
I gotta ask you, because this is Snake Draft. You are doing it. That's what I was gonna ask. I was like, are you getting the counterpart too?
Yes, I have to. Crown Guard Inheritance. Same for everything, basically. Anything that can level and D-level, you get that extra rally. You use them together on most of the same champions. And yeah, it's just Crown Guard has other applications. It is just kind of good. On Aurelian Soul, like he drops, kills the entire board, levels up, and then you get an attack. On Azir, you can use it to chain extra attacks because you can level up over and over. And then yeah, so there's a couple other places that you use it where you don't use Tempest Blade, but oftentimes they do go together.
I have one complaint on this with the rally. Yeah, this is probably one of the only skill-based relics out there, because if you're like me and terrible at the game, you will waste all of your rallies. I've literally had chatters come into my stream and say, yeah, I don't know why you even equipped rally because you waste it constantly. Yeah, this is true. I waste it constantly. So for me, it's actually a eat up a slot and do nothing most of the time. But no, all jokes aside, if I were to pay attention even half of much as I do playing this game, 10 stars change that a little bit, but usually as as long as I'm not doing a challenge run, it's usually like a snooze fest to some degree. This definitely makes a huge difference and oftentimes wins you games, right? So I think it's very, very good. But if you're bad like me, yeah, don't expect it to make you win more.
Less good. All right, Mr. Qide.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to pick Corrupted Star. I love Corrupted Star. I think that almost, especially in the like medium tier levels, like 4 stars and stuff like that, even some 5 stars, Corrupted Star, especially champions that are very low cost and very low stats. Corrupted Star fills this niche of, yeah, you basically can do whatever you want at this point. You eat the units next to you, which gives you lots of stats, and it also gets their keywords. It also combos very well with stuff like Evelyn, where you can like steal them and then eat them. I think that I love running it on things that fill board space very, very easily, and so you're always looking for ways to fill board space or to like remove board space. I love running it on Nora. I love running it on Heimerdinger. I love running it on. I could even see running it on Nunu. Basically, any place where you're kind of like, I need some board space, you can throw this on. Your champion gets super tanky, super fast, and it's not too far, even if you're running Nora, that, yeah, you basically just are like a 15-15 and with every single keyword, and you just win in like 3 rounds, right? I used to run this religiously on Elise before she got her 6-star. My whole build on Elise was basically the whole transformation eat it build, transmog, corrupted star, and tournament elusive, right? So it was the chain, make them 3 levels higher or 3 cost higher, make them elusive, and then eat their ass. And basically my Elise went infinite, man. I was able to take out like 6-star deadlies with Elise before she even had her 6-star available because of corrupted star. I think it's incredibly good, but it definitely has more of a niche with like the lower cost, lower statted units. And if they already have elusive, it's nice because then you can fit something else. You don't have to turn something elusive. So I think if you're struggling as a player to try to like keep your unit on the board or just push damage or anything like that, try Corrupted Star. It probably gives you a huge bump.
All right. I'm going to pick my first blue relic, which is going to be Guardian's Orb, because it's fun on a lot of champions. Yeah, Lilia, LeBlanc, Nico, pretty much any champion where you can make more copies of your champion. You could also, of course, use Guardian Angel if Dia didn't draft it away from you. And then you can duplicate your champions, play more, get more copies of Guardian Orb. It's fantastic. Epic items on lots of things, especially in combination with like Echoing Spirit as well. Then you're a lot higher chance to get it on your champion. Just really good.
Copies as well.
Yep. So then I will follow that up with Strength of Stone. I actually enjoy using this on quite a few champions, surprisingly. Not just Spirit Blossom Evelyn, who it is fantastic on Spirit Blossom Evelyn, but I do also like it on a lot of other champions. I use it on Standard Teemo. I sometimes use it on Kayn. It's actually surprisingly good. Having more health on a lot of your creatures, and then you can also use this to trigger Starforged Gauntlets oftentimes if you are a more health-based unit. Great on like Soraka as well. Just lots of units that have high base health or want to gain health. Can be great with Leona. If you have her signature relic, there's a lot of champions it can be really nice on. I enjoy building around it. It's something that you can think about, how am I going to build my deck when you draft it. So
yeah, it's also good on Spirit Blossom Ari.
Yeah. Pretty much any Spirit Blossom unit, if you're using Spirit Armor, it's fantastic. But yeah.
Formidable breaks my brain a little bit. So I use it on a lot of the champions you said, but a lot of the time I avoid it just because Formidable breaks my brain. So, yeah, I understand why it belongs there, but yeah, man, it's not necessarily for me. But yeah, I understand.
What is your pick, Mr. Qide?
Oh, let's see. My pick is going to be Archangel Staff.
Okay.
Yeah, this one's pretty boring, but yeah,
That's
who
good.
doesn't want spell mana, right? It's a very solid go-to if you're kind of deciding, I'm not sure what to put on. Yeah, spell mana is always good. So yeah, just equip it and have a good time. It helps you, it enables you to play your cards. Who doesn't want that, right? So
Yep.
easy.
It's
And
very
in the
good.
Same vein, I'm gonna pick Lost Chapter. Now we already have Hidden Tome up there, but you know, Lost Chapter does the same thing, and it's a common. It's probably the best common in the game.
And it works on Nidalee.
And it works on Nidalee because Hidden Tome does not.
I see you have drafted the full Nidalee combo.
Oh, yep. Yeah, I can play Nidalee with this build. I can play Nidalee, I can play Evelyn, a couple others. But yeah, I think Lost Chapter is just really good, and I think it deserves to be up there, even though Hidden Tome is also up there. I think it's still solid on its own right.
I agree,
Absolutely.
and more oftentimes you're going to be playing with a common relic than you are with an epic, right? Because
Yeah.
just how the leveling system goes. Last chapter is going to fill a slot that you're pretty much going to put that in there a lot of the time. So I agree, it belongs there.
And then my follow-up is going to be Fear Cleaving Axe. I don't know how many champions use this anymore. I feel like it's been like power crept a little bit, but whenever I use Fear Cleaving Axe, I'm kind of happy. So like on Lux Illuminated or Release, it does a thing, and then you're satisfied that it happened, and you might not be sure exactly what happened, and that's like the kind of thing that I like. I don't know exactly what's going to happen when I attack because I'm not going to do the math on it, but I know all of my units are going to be huge, and if any of theirs are gloomed, they're going to be small, and that just makes me happy.
Nice.
Yeah, fair.
Very good. It's a better Ginsu's, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly.
All right, Mr. Qide.
All right, I'm going to pick Shock and Awe.
Nice.
I think that it's a little bit niche, but the decks it goes into is basically, yeah, you build around it, right? Insanely good with Fiddlesticks, insanely good with Misfortune, insanely good with, yeah, whatever. Also, it's one of the builds that basically is in the top Defiance, beat, right? Like, Shock and Awe with Yumi is the only thing that's beaten Defiance 83 or something like that, right? Yeah. So, yeah, a little bit of luck involved for sure, and RNG and all that stuff. But, yeah, it's earned its place. And in the decks it goes into, it basically just hyper scales that deck. Hyper engines that deck. You go from winning in 2 or 3 turns to winning in, 1 turn. Or, 2 turns or something, right? Super, super crazy good. But in the decks it doesn't go into, yeah, you're probably just not going to use it, right? So it's a little niche, but insanely good where it goes.
Nazoric.
All right. I am going to take the Swain Relic because it is a good piece, puzzle piece, and just, I'll get this out of the way. I'm going to take it with Scourge's stash, so it's not, so that I have both.
So it's playable. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. So great combo, lets you get out champions early, really strong, and I use it a lot. So
I think the 5 damage is actually kind of underrated.
and it's lifesteal. Like, you get the health to your Nexus as well. So it does make a difference in that too. If you're playing any champions that are in regions that don't have much regen.
Yeah. Like, I might play it even if it just said triggers Plunder and does no damage. For the same reason, you just enable Scourge's Stash or whatever. But, like, the 5 damage actually matters sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's 5 regen. It's basically the common relic too, right? So
Yeah.
Unless you're playing against Zoe.
Sure.
True.
But, I mean, it works up until Zoe.
Yeah, up until Zoe.
So,
yeah.
That's still good. Mr. Qide. We have like 100 more to go, so...
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to pick Portal Pals.
Yeah, we can have slightly less commentary.
Sorry, Portal Pals. Yeah, you get units basically for free, right, or incredibly cheap. Basically, if your unit costs 5 or more, you play it and you're happy.
Nice, very good.
Portal Pals is good. I'm gonna take Wicked Harvest. So
Nice.
if you're in an adventure where things have 3 or less life, Wicked Harvest solves the adventure. It's really good in this adventure, in the Zoe adventure, because the Poros only have 2 to start. And yeah, it also solved like most of the Spirit Blossom adventure, which hopefully is coming back soon, because all of them had like 10 health or 10 power and 3 life, and then you just dropped it, and then suddenly you weren't dead anymore. So it's a nice little thing that solves issues. And then I'm going to pair that with, I think, Voidborn Carapace. This thing's growing on me.
Middle.
Once I find it, if I know.
Bottom middle, yeah, there you go.
If I know my alphabet. Voidborn Carapace is just actually really fun. It has Evolve, and then you get all the keywords. So you can often steal like Elusive or Overwhelm. In this adventure, you can steal anything you want because the Poros have all of the things, so you can pull up Lifesteal or Spell Shield. And yeah, it's just kind of fun to have.
Yeah, I used to use that on Elise all the time for good reasons. But yep, really good.
Mr. Qide.
All right, I'm gonna pick Hymn of Valor.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's basically it gives you a 6-cost spell for 3, and the spell heals you and doubles all of your stats. Yeah, it's insane in a lot of builds, and also who just doesn't want an insanely large champ. It also has cost reduction, which helps in other things. I run it in Janna and stuff like that, so it's got a place in a lot of different builds. It's good.
All right. Yeah, very strong. Some good combos. I am going to take Oath of Guardians, which perhaps boring, but really good on any cheap champion.
I love Oath of Guardians.
You know what? I don't even think Oath of Guardians is boring.
I love it. Yeah, I think it's great.
It's a casino machine. You get champions with it, and then I of course have to pair this with Star Gem. It's
100.
Sure.
I can't avoid that combo. So if I'm gonna have Oath of Guardians, I want Star Gems so that those champions are cheaper once I play it down. So
yeah, and Azir basically just broke this, right? So
well, Azir I don't use Oath of Guardians, but I use Chosen by the Stars and Star Gem. But yeah,
interesting.
Because pretty much all my champions have 10 plus power, so they get all those keywords, and I can challenge in. They regen. It's great.
Yeah, also good.
Mr. Qide.
All right, I'm going to pick Banshee's Veil.
Yep.
It's a common, but man, is it solid. I can't tell you how many times I would just slot this because I'm like, it's a common and it's good. It's Spell Shield. Yeah, I'm going to pick it. I have no qualms about it. Never, ever regretted taking it. Now, I will say it's a little bit worse now because there's a lot more items that give Spell Shield too, like the Dragon's Claw and stuff like that. But in the past, this was like one of the only ways to get Spell Shield, especially at low levels. So, love it. It's great.
Yeah, it's very good. I'm going to take Disciple of Shadows. Lets you cheat out champions early. Which does good because of that. Does kill your units usually, but sometimes that's a positive. Like Diego, that'll help. And then I'm also going to take Curator's Gatebreaker. I just like hitting the Nexus directly. On something like Ari, you can just destroy the Nexus in like 2 rounds, and that's fun. Or on Volibear, or even in just like anything on like weak HP adventures, Curators can, carry the whole thing. Or if you use it on Ashe, you just...
Now you can play Ashe.
That she wins.
All right. I'm going to pick one that I haven't really played a lot with, but I've seen Nazoric pick it a lot. It's going to be Frozen Tomb.
Okay.
Yeah, you get a free champion. You can get, because it's in Countdown, you can get multiple champions. And combining it with like Talia, you can get 3 champions. So your one champion's usually good. What's better? More than one. And you can combine it with stuff that scales, like
Luden's Tempest.
Exactly.
Chemtech duplicator.
Exactly, right? So it just is a huge thing. And then also, if you're running this, you don't have to necessarily worry about drawing your champion. And also, if you're playing a high-cost champion, it gets it out for cheap, guaranteed. So, yeah, great.
Nice. Yep. I like it, especially for those expensive champions or champions that you need to get on the board at some point and you don't feel like running Echoing Spirit. So, yeah, I will take Cease and Desist. I think it's fantastic for big champions and getting a free attack. Sometimes this can also get you rallies and stuff like that if you're built around that sort of stuff, or if you're able to get your champion scout somehow, either through the adventure or using like Gale Force or something like that. Yeah, it's fantastic. So I like it. Does damage. It's good. With this, I will also take... where was the other one? Sorry. Spectral Scissors. That's the other one I wanted. This, just being able to essentially duplicate creatures. Sometimes you want to make space on your board. You have things that generate new creatures, stuff like that. This can be a puzzle piece to get you more benefits from other things in your deck that are not champions. This used to be even more broken when you could duplicate champions with it, but still very good. Also a great way to trigger Starforged Gauntlets if you need to.
Mr. Qide.
All right, I'm going to pick full build.
Yep.
It's just solid. It's 3 very good keywords, and put it on a champion and just just be happy with it. Basically, it's gets pushed out once you started getting into a bigger selection of relics and more niche builds and more powerful builds. But yeah, full build still finds its slot in quite a few ways. I think that Chosen usually overrides this because it just has more of what it does. But yeah, it's 3 keywords. Nobody's upset about it. Pick it.
Yep. Very good. I'm going to take Gale Force if I can find it. Yeah, it just gives you Scout. It used to be better when it shuffled it instead of going back into your deck. It just went into your hand at round end. But you still use it to enable Scout on like a few champions, and whenever you're using it, you're pretty happy about it because Scout is very good. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about that. And then also going to take Loose Cannon's Payload because I want to play Jinx. You can also use it on Mel, and then you can play Mel as if she's Jinx.
True.
I think you can only use it on those 2 champions.
I think you're right.
I think it's like game defining for like the beginning of the game when you just get started and Jinx is like the main champion you have. Yeah, Loose Cannon's Payload just makes Jinx work.
It's the first time where you kind of feel this like insane power moment, right? Where you're just like, oh my god, the power. That's this with Jinx. Yeah.
I gotta say, for the 10-star run, I did not use this on Jinx.
I saw that and I was so confused.
It actually was great. I got to play with my hand. I got to keep the cards that I wanted in my hand. It felt really good.
I guess that's true. When I play Jinx, mostly nothing matters. You drop Jinx and you don't even care that Jinx is a champion. It's just all the discards kills the enemy and then you win.
I think I only dropped Jinx in my 10-star run like once or twice the entire time. I generally just used the rest of my stuff.
I never ran this ever until my chat was like, you should run this. And I was like, oh my god, where have I been this whole time? So, yeah, I ran a lot of Jinx without it, but running it with her, yeah, you just win, right? So,
Mr. Qide.
All right, I'm going to take Gravedigger's
Spade.
Thank you. Yeah, it's draw. And in some champions, it's very good. I think that this is a must-have with Nyla, even though a lot of people don't run it. Because, yeah, her whole kit is built around fleeting. Why would you not want something that is guaranteed draw 1 and fleeting? Yeah, usually you're like, yeah, you don't need it because she has it anyways. But honestly, getting that first fleeting card in your hand can actually feel like a struggle sometimes, in my opinion. So yeah, I run this on Nyla, and it normally I think she's trash tier, but I think this actually makes her playable, and I have no issue with +1 draw. Why would I hate it? It's also very good on Nautilus because yeah, more draw is good. So yeah, I think it's underrated, and you could just run it because +1 draw is good.
I want it to be better than it is. I feel like there is a world in which someone figures out a combination with it that forces an infinite or something, and we haven't found it yet. But I
True.
feel like it has so much potential, and I'm just missing it.
True. I agree with that. Yeah.
All right, I'm taking big guns. I need a spell-based increase, so I'm taking it. Yeah, what can I say? Increases spells and skills. Use it on spells and skills stuff. It's good. And it's a power, so you don't even need your champion on the board to get the benefit. So I like it. Next one I will take is Laurent Blade Rack. I think this is a fantastic relic. Getting Challenger for your board, especially for stuff where you need to remove enemies or at least one enemy. I used this for my Talia run for the 10-star. Really helpful to be able to know where I am challenging every single one of their units because they have a lot of units on the board, and I can optimize my damage a lot better. So, yep, it's good.
Mr. Qide.
All right. Next one, I'm going to pick Troll King's Crown. Yeah, we already talked about the upgraded version of this, but this is just a very solid pick for that medium gameplay level where you're just kind of like, yeah, I'm like decently strong, but I wish I could push damage a little bit more. Giving everything overwhelm is just good. So I run it. Used to run it a lot more. Obviously, it's fallen off because of other things, but love it.
All right, I'm gonna take Cruel Experiments. So this is a way to give your units overwhelm, and it also gives them impact. The fact that it hurts them is maybe a negative, but usually when you're using it, it is a positive. So if you use it on Warwick, it counts as extra damages. And I assume when Vladimir comes out, that'll be like best in slot on him as well. So, and then yeah, it just gives you a way to give yourself overwhelm. Same with like Troll Kings and Beast Within. And then Impact is also nice. I think Impact's a little bit underrated actually as a thing. So
yeah, Soraka and Fiddlesticks are both really good with that relic.
And then I'm gonna take Berserker's Buckle.
Nice combo.
Love it.
If you have ways to damage your champion, it can grow insane. Someday Tom Kench will get his 6-star, and you're gonna use both of these on him, and you're gonna be so happy.
Works on Soraka too.
Yeah, it also works on Soraka. You can play solo Soraka with it. You don't even care about the rest of her board. She just becomes like a 50 power unit, and she does it incredibly quickly. So,
all right, I'm gonna pick Arcane Comet.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've been stuck on an adventure, especially at like the mid-tier level, and just being like, yeah, I don't know, like I'm just stuck. And I just slot Arcane Comet and suddenly I win because you just remove the problem. And who doesn't love that? Yeah, it's amazing. It's a little expensive, so sometimes I have to run this with like Guardian or with Archangel Staff,
yep.
Right? Because it is expensive, but yeah, I love it. And then also I run Arcane Comet, Chemtech, Archangel Staff on Lux, and this is one of the reasons, or one of the easiest ways to get the whole machine gun Lux thing going. You basically just get Arcane Comet twice, it's 6-cost spell, you get a bunch of her free stuff, you just blow up the board and win. I love it. It's a very good, easy removal. I'm probably going to start running it on the 10-star more often, honestly, because, yeah, sometimes I just don't want to deal with something and I just want it to die.
I don't know if you have enough time to get it working, but if you can, cool.
I'm going to try.
Yeah.
Speaking of the 10-star, I'm going to take Stack Deck. That is amazing for the 10-star adventure. It is such a long adventure. You get so many cards in your deck. Oftentimes you can end up with like +4/+4 to everything in your deck by the end, and that is very good.
The very first run I ever did, without knowing what to expect, I took Stack Deck on Fiddlesticks, believe it or not, and I crushed. And I was like, Yeah, by the time I ended, I had like 72 cards in my deck or something. Didn't remove any, right? I didn't know what to expect. I was expecting more shops. I saw one. So
Yeah,
that
there
was
are
a
not a
little
lot of
sad.
shops in that adventure.
Yeah, so that was a little sad. But when I went to that shop, ooh, I went shopping. But yeah, I agree. Stack deck is insane. And then you just also run it on, what is it, the Lysandra fight or something like that, and you basically just win on any champion you run it on, right? So yeah.
Yep. Then follow it up with Secret Technique. For anything, I'm trying to buff my board with spells. This is fantastic. So, Kale, Yi, other champions. I think I use this on Poro King. Yeah, I like it. Buffs a lot of stuff. It works.
I haven't used that too much. It always feels like something I should be using more, but then I just forget it exists. That's my main problem.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Mr. Qide.
All right, Spirit of the Buru.
All right, that's a good one.
It's one of those ones where like, yeah, it's not really necessary, but man, it makes your life a little bit easier. The overwhelm on a lot of your big stuff, you run it on things that obviously generate one cost units, that also generate stats, Viego, Alawi, obviously, stuff like that. Poros even, spiders for keywords, yeah. So if you have one cost in your deck, run it. You're probably not going to be sad.
True. All right, I'm gonna take Condenser, if I can find it. Condenser is cool. Like, it just has a lot of potential uses. You create a one-cost copy of your supported ally. I feel like so Condenser Infinite Rally is a thing. You use Condenser with basically Star Gem, and then any champion that costs like 2 or less with Rally Banner. So when they die, you get Rally, and then you can keep condensing them and then replaying them, and then you get to Rally infinite times. And that's a really good combination. And then I feel like you can use it with other things as well. I haven't, but you know, infinite combos are kind of like my thing. So having a way to pull that off,
I like Condenser.
Is really good. And then I'm also going to take Z Drive Prototype because I just like rerolls. We'll pair it with my loaded dice.
Fair enough.
Let's see. I'm going to take. I'm into my B tiers now already. Dreadway Chase Gun. That's what it's called.
Yep.
Yeah, so 2 warning shots. Not very amazing, but yeah, it definitely works for activating Plunder. It's good on a couple of champions. You run it in like Jinx, so you can get 2 more cards in your hand before she cycles it. You run it into like Swain, possibly. You can, just dome their deck for a lot of damage. You can even run it into Mel, as Nazoric, showed the other time. There's like a Mel build he has with 2 chase guns. So it's got a weird little niche position, and then also combos very well with like Ludens and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just okay. But
yeah, Annie was a big user of it before Nexus Health got too big. You could just drop her, and then she gets +2 to her skills, and then you'd be doing like 3 damage on each one.
Yeah, exactly. It can help level up Samira. It's okay, but that's basically where we're at now. So yeah.
All right, I'll take Scales of Judgment.
I swear I know the alphabet.
So this is
how many S's are there?
This is similar to Stalker's Blade, but works for any champion you drop. Great combination with Oath of Guardians or other things that get you lots of champions. Yeah, in general, just pretty strong. Yeah, not a whole lot to say about it. Then I'll follow it up with Icon of Valhir, more spell damage. I use this on any elemental-based champion, so Talia, Janna. There's some other ones. I don't use it on Volibear, because Volibear I don't care about his spell stuff. But yeah, 2 spell damage better than 1 spell damage for if you're focused on elemental stuff. It's good.
That is objectively true.
Yeah, agreed. That was going to be the next one I was going to pick, actually. So instead, I'll pick Riptide Battery.
I like
Nice.
Riptide.
Yeah, this is one of those ones that kind of just, again, with the warning shots and plunder and stuff like that, you put this on with Gatebreaker, right? And you basically Gatebreaker into the Riptide, and the Riptide just deletes the board. Yeah, the combination, especially on the right champions, you just win the game. Jhin, right? So, yeah, it's strong.
I'm curious.
It's a board wipe, basically.
Do you guys know why this doesn't, or at least for me, it doesn't work after you've leveled up your champion?
Yes. It's a bug.
Oh, okay. All right.
It also doesn't work if plunder is part of the modifiers. So if you have like a monthly challenge where there's the plunder, every unit gets +1/+1, then if you start with curators, it doesn't work because the plunder triggers before plunder only activates once. So it'll plunder and then you'll hit, and then the second plunder will try to go off, but it won't know that it.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
But if
that is the
Jhin
downside
ever
to it.
becomes his champion spell, then it doesn't work.
Got
And
you.
no one knows why. It just doesn't.
Good to know. I've just been frustrated by that in the past.
I'm
Your turn?
coughing right now. Oh, one sec to recover.
Sorry, which one did you say?
Oh, no, it's
just-
Dia's turn.
I'm dying.
Oh. Do you need some water?
So much.
Something?
I definitely do. I'm gonna pick Everfrost.
Yeah.
Nice.
Solid.
Yeah, stun is good.
It's good on like Yasuo and Kindred. Probably some other things too. Stupid voice.
Dia's dying.
Like really though. I've had like bad allergies and stuff. I don't know.
Oh, it is the season. It is crazy over here, too.
Pulled weeds yesterday and it killed me.
Ugh.
I think I got a little bit of heat exhaustion too. Anyway, Everfrost is good. Especially on things that you can use it like multiple times on. My brother swears that he beat the 10-star adventure with 3 of these on Lilia. I haven't figured out how he pulled that off, but I believe him.
Huh?
And then on Kindred, you
Interesting.
usually have like full board control, and on Yasuo, it just enables him to hit with Tempest Blade a little bit earlier. And yeah, it usually just keeps you safe, and I think it's really good for that reason. And then I will also pick. I actually don't know anymore. We're getting to a point where.
Yeah, we're definitely getting into the drags, right?
Utmost Despair, because I want this to be good, but it's not.
Oh, so true. So true.
But like, I really want it to be good because it feels like granting everything gloom. So when the Swain adventure came out, I did Wicked Harvest plus 2 Utmost Despair on Ari, and then I just kept bouncing her, and then I would kill the entire board, and that was fun. And I'm hoping that someday there's a way that I can use that so that it is also fun.
Nice.
Mr. Qide.
All right, I'm gonna pick Green Glade Shade Leaf. I think
Sure,
it
that
is.
is definitely a relic that exists.
Yeah.
I
listen,
never used
I
that
know
relic ever.
a lot of people do not use this relic, and I cannot tell you how many times I love to run this relic in combination with Transmog, Corrupted Star Fragment. Making something elusive is very strong, especially in lower levels. Yeah, you go insano mode with this. Do not be afraid to do Green Glade with Corrupted Star Fragment. You will actually love it.
Also pretty good on Alawi. Just kind of generally.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. I'm going to take Siphon Sorrow because I often use this with Strength of Stone, and since I drafted Strength of Stone, I'm going to take that to fulfill that need. And yeah, just gets you, lowers the health of the enemies, gets you more health, works really well with Strength of Stone. Then I will also take Champion's Purse because I like using it on a few champions, mainly Samira, but I also like it on some other champions that do combat a lot and helps you get mana gem or more coins, which gets you mana gem refill, and then you can potentially go more infinite, which is great. So, yep. Oh, guys, cleaning some stuff up, but why don't you go, Mr. Qide?
Yeah, while he's doing his thing, I'm just gonna go with Transmogulator. Again, let's get the package going. So this basically transforms your units into 3 more. It's decent on Nora, like the whole package, like I said. Basically, you transform into higher units, so you get more stats, more keywords. Then you turn them elusive, and then you eat them with the Corrupted Star Fragment. It's a nice little package that fits together, and you don't need any epics. I like it. It makes your unit very strong, keeps your board clean, especially with like Nora. Muted.
I said that's a good combo, Corrupted Star Fragment and Transmogulator.
Yeah.
I think you have to order them correctly or it doesn't work.
I usually do just in case, but I'm not entirely sure.
All right.
And that's top to down, right?
Yeah. And I'm going to take Luminous Orb. This is your Starforge Gauntlet enabler on a lot of champions. Anything that is 3 becomes 8, or anything that is 5 becomes 8, and it doesn't do anything other than that. It just enables Starforge Gauntlets.
Yep. Hey, it lets you block elusives. Come on.
And it usually gets combined with the Formidable, too.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I wouldn't, but it makes sense if you do. And then I'm going to take Hex Stick Rifle. This is just another one of the trap ones. And if you ever want to play Caitlyn, you better have this. And then it's also good on like SP Teemo and probably.
I don't use it on Caitlyn.
That's insane. Why?
Because I use Mischief Maker's Flute instead.
You don't put both of them on. All right. Well.
All right. I'm gonna pick Dreams of Yordles.
Dreams of Yordles is good.
Yeah, it's just a very good common, Spirit and Impact, and they're scalable if you have anything that boosts, right? So not bad. Pretty good on with Elise too. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's also very good on Elise, right? Because you can scale the Spirit and the Impact. So, yeah.
Nazoric.
Let me. I was going to say the Taker's Bow. I use it on a couple champions. I don't use it on. I don't think I use it on the Taker anymore, but I use it on Lilia pretty often because her summon of a unit.
Dreamwoven.
You can use it for followers, and then you can use them, like you can drop a follower on the defensive turn when you don't have the attack token. The ephemeral follower will attack in, and then you can use it to block. Kind of nice. I just like it. It's good quality of life. There's some combo things you can do with it, like I was just talking about at the beginning of the podcast with Nunu. Still messing around with it a bit, but I like it. It changes the way things work, and so that makes it fun. And then I will follow that up with the Hand of Noxus, which Challenger is fantastic. Stun is fantastic. It's on the far left. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I use it on Darius, obviously, for the rally and whatnot, but also good on like Yasuo. Yasuo already has quick attack. You give him Challenger, lets you remove units even better, and yeah, getting a stun when you drop him, similar to having Everfrost, but you also get Challenger and more attack, so it's great.
Yeah, it is actually really good on Darius. Mr. Qide.
I'm gonna pick Spellweaver Symphony. It's a worse activator than the Hex Tech, but it still serves a little bit of a niche. It's a created card. It's, cost 0. You can still run it on like Aurelion Soul or something like that. And the spell is like, yeah, sure, it's a spell. It's okay. I find myself, not really finding a lot of uses for it, but where it fits, it's not bad.
All right. I'm going to take Essence Theft. So this is a relic that you should never use, except that if you're doing a challenge run, it will save your life at some point, because a 0-cost homecoming that you can counterfeit is really good. Now, it doesn't start 0 cost, but it will get there eventually. And yeah, so Essence Theft will save your life because it's just like a free out, but basically only in challenge runs. And if you're not doing that, probably don't take it. It's not good. You may be able to use it to like reset the landmark in the Zoe adventure.
You can.
But
Yeah.
since it costs 4 to start, it's a little bit of a problem. But you could do it at like fast speed, so you can attack and then flip it.
Yep.
And then that would be good. And then I'm also going to take the Bounty Hunter's Renown. So this was one of my favorite relics in the early days, just getting stats for gold. Still okay if you pull like Endless Wealth or whatever. And you could chain it with like Curator's Gatebreaker and like that kind of thing if you get enough gold to actually just do a ton of damage. But sometimes you just need like a little bit, and then like all of the stat relics are kind of bad. And over time, this will get you past like the +3, which is, or even +2, which is like mostly the top for any attack relic. So you just need to remember to save your gold. If you spend it, then it becomes terrible.
Okay, I'm gonna pick the Darkened Blade. Yeah, basically is only good on 1 unit, but it's really fun on that 1 unit.
It's good on 2,
Aatrox.
at least.
It's
good on
true.
Kane.
I guess you could run it on Varus or whatever too.
Kane,
right?
Kane, it's amazing
Kane,
on Kane.
right?
It's
I always
so
forget
good on
it's
him.
On Kane, haven't run it
Yeah.
on him.
Yeah, no, Kane is the one that it's good on.
I only run it on Aatrox. I'll have to try it on Kane, but
my Aatrox is like,
yeah.
on
I'll have
Kane,
to
it's
run it on
life
Kane.
changing.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, I'll have to try it. But yeah, it's if there's not a lot of Darken out there yet. Hopefully there'll be more. But the 2 that have the Darken, it works, right? So I like it. It's fun.
All right. I would draft more stuff to trigger Starforged Gauntlets, but because I don't have Starforged Gauntlets, I am going to go with Yasuo's Windblade so I can get some more spell mana on both my Yasuo champions.
All right.
And then similar, back to back, I'm going to draft the Lux's Baton so I can get spell mana on my Luxes. And actually, this one's probably better than Yasuo's Windblade. I should have taken this one first, but either way, you can swap those 2. There we go. So Lux's Baton is actually useful on non-Lux champions as well because you can draw 2-cost stuff on characters like Aatrox where you need to have early units that you can equip. Really good for those sort of characters that are reliant on early board where they don't already have one. So, yep.
Yeah, it's also part of the infinite combo for the Zoe adventure.
Nice.
Because it forces you to start with a 2 or less. So
you cut your other cards, you can
you
force
cut your other
a
cards,
yep.
and then you can force draw your Spirit Stone 1-cost unit with your Wild Inspiration and your Chosen by the Stars and Disciple of Shadows, and you can beat the adventure with any champion that costs 7 or less. Mr. Qide.
I'm gonna take Laurent Blade Rack.
I already took that.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Yeah. Here, I'll move down.
Okay. I missed that one. Living Weapon.
All right.
Better
Is
than
Living Weapon
Ginsu's.
secretly good?
Yeah, no, but this is
Okay.
kind of where we're at. It's better than Ginsu's. And every once in a while I'll run it on a champion that attacks a whole lot, but yeah, not really. You're usually trying to get some sort of other combo going. But it's not
decent
really
on
that
Vayne.
bad.
I use it on
it's-
Vayne from time to
Feels
time.
like it should be good.
It feels like it should be good, but it's
It
just
says
kind of
Forge
slow.
on 3 things.
Yeah, it's just kind of slow, right? And this is the main problem with it. It's just a little slow, but it is stats, right? So if you're going to run Ginsu's and you've got Living Weapon, yeah, run Living Weapon instead. But yeah, probably don't run both, let's be real. But, this is kind of where we're at, I think. It's okay, right? It's okay. And you're probably just going to run something different. But yeah, it's okay.
All right. I want it to be good because it sounds like it should be good. It has so
I agree.
much text.
I agree.
Like anything with that much text has to be good. That's what I think. I'd take Queen's Embrace. It has a lot of things on it, and it gives you super fearsome. it's just keywords and super fearsome.
It's not
Very
bad.
good on Elise.
I mean, like, I don't know if anyone uses it other than Elise, but I mean, maybe like Kaisa could.
I've used it on Kaisa before, but it's basically like it's barely better than Dreams of Yordle. Like,
Yeah, it's kind of in the same realm.
yeah,
And it's a signature relic, so you have to pay glory for it, which kind of makes it worse.
yeah.
But yeah, whatever.
True.
It's good on Elise. And then, did we use defense spending yet? No, great. Defense spending. This,
He wants to do the Swain adventure.
If you want to do the Swain adventure, defense spending is great. Yeah, I don't know. It's saving 1 damage per attack is better than it sounds, but it's still not very good.
Yeah, I heard it's good on Heimerdinger because it makes him attack, but yeah.
It's also good on Nico because it
Yeah.
makes her attack.
It can be okay on Nico. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Unlike the Baron Nashor adventure where you're taking 2 impact even if you block, like it was kind of okay for saving a bunch of hit points.
Nice.
Okay,
Mr. Qide.
scroll down so I can see what's
Yeah.
left. I think I'm missing a couple. I want to do necklace.
Chameleons?
Yeah. Yeah, this is a very, very good go-to if you're sub 20 levels on a champion. Just gives you a slightly better chance to draw the champion. And again, drawing your champion usually is what your whole deck is built around. So, yeah, I oftentimes run it if I'm lower than 20 levels and I'm not sure what to play. It's decent. It basically fills a slot. Yeah.
All right.
Reasonable.
I'm going to take my first common, which is Stormrazor, because I don't have Death's Foil, where normally I would use Death's Foil instead of Stormrazor, but I want my challenger champions to be able to survive when they're attacking in, and this is a way to make them survive when they're attacking in, so I'm drafting that. And then after this, I will draft Siren's Call, so that I can get Evelyn. I can also use this on some champions that are not Evelyn, like I can use it on Aurelian Soul, because it's a created card, and it's a champion. I'll be able to play it out, get more cheap stuff. So, yeah, it'll be good.
Surprisingly good on Warwick.
Mm.
Because if you draft like Succubus Brand or
Oh, yeah.
the Husk starters, those Husks can attack. And the Husks will have 20 power.
Very nice.
Well, okay, so if we're going husks, yeah, Succubus Brand.
Yeah, I'm surprised that one didn't get taken earlier.
Yeah, it's actually better than it
I think we
is
probably
on this
just
level.
forgot that it was there.
You know, there's just a lot of good options, and this one, you know, should be higher on the list for sure. It's definitely better than where it is lying right now. But, yeah, it still usually doesn't really make the cut on a lot of stuff, though, either. So, it's okay.
All right, reasonable. Everything else just kind of exists, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna take Warmog's armor. It is
Solid.
sometimes good for beating specific monthly challenges or some nightmares. It's also pretty good on Tom Kench, and yeah, that is all it's good for. But like, it's okay. If you're taking damage, you can regen it, so I don't hate it. And then I'm also gonna take Guardian's Trinket, because if you really, really, really don't like yourself, like you have to actually hate yourself, you can force draw any champion you want at the start of the game. Which means if
Yeah.
you want to do like Infinite Katarina, you could put this on a champion, and eventually she'll roll Power Riff. And you could start with a Power Riff Katarina if you just reroll Restart an Adventure 800 times.
I used to run this on Nyla because I thought her deck was so trash that I'd rather any other champion with an epic.
Yeah, I think I used it with like Thresh too, before he had Constellation.
Important note with this one, though, those champions do not count as created cards.
Correct.
Yeah, it's wild.
Which is sometimes good and sometimes bad. It depends on the
Right.
Usage, but Mr. Qide.
All right. I'm going to pick. Oh, we're really at that level now, huh? The Deceiver's Crest.
Oh, Deceivers isn't bad, actually.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's another sneaky one that kind of snuck by. You know, you'll pick it. Your champion spell costing 0. Usually not bad, right? Usually the problem is that you only all level up one time, so it's like, okay, cool, I got my spell one time that costs 0. And if you're running champions that level up multiple times, you're just usually running the stun package and stuff, right? Stun rally package.
And
so
then sometimes you level up at the end of your round, and then it's completely wasted.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, usually this just doesn't make the cut, but yeah, it's got a spot, I guess, for some people.
I use it on 3-star Aurelion Soul. It's actually fun.
Yeah, you okay? Yeah, 15 cost spell for 0 definitely makes sense. Board wipe, right? Sure.
Yeah, and before his 4-star where you get the board wipe for free.
Yeah, and if you can't run like Hex Core or other stuff that creates created cards, makes sense.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to take Deadly Harpoon. Even though I didn't use this for the longest time on anything, I've found a couple uses for it. So, yeah, I've had times. I actually used it on my Vayne run for the 10-star, and I used it on some other things, and it worked. So,
Why?
yeah.
I would like to know how that worked.
Apparently, when you
Vayne.
drop him, it counts as like attacking. So he starts with 5 power, and then you can attack in with him more after you drop him, and you can end up clearing the board with it.
So he gets like the +4 when you drop him?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I
That's actually
didn't
better than
realize
it
that at first either, but it works. So, yeah, anyway. And then I'll take Draconic Runes as well.
Sure. I wish this was better, man. Draconic Runes, if it like applied it before you summon them,
Yep.
it would be so much better.
I know,
Move
it's
the
so
consumable
close.
up so that it's just out of our way.
Sorry, give me a sec. I'm going to be right back. You guys can continue.
Sure.
Sure.
Mr. Qide.
All right. Scroll down. Let's see. I'm going to pick Jarum's Fist because sometimes you just want basic
1-2.
stats, and I would rather, if you want basic stats, for me it tends to be in the health department, not necessarily the attack department. So yeah, I've run like a couple of these on like a Teemo or something before I had any other relics to really put on. It's a spot filler.
I would actually go the opposite way and take Caulfield's Warhammer, because I like having the power more than I like having the health. So
Yeah.
that is kind of where I'm at with that, but I do think it's kind of in the same tier. And then, let's see, what is even left? Starchild's Staff, actually. So
Big
this
fan.
is really good when you're low level, because it just gives you that 5 regen, and that 5 regen can, I don't know, go really hard. So I think
0 stars, 0 level. This is what I equip. I don't even care about anything else. This will get you through the Teemo run. It'll get you through all the way up into 1.5 stars on anything, basically. The regen is very good early.
And use it on like the Thresh adventure too, often.
Sure.
It's enough to make up for the fact that that adventure is hyper aggressive in the beginning.
Yeah, even the early Gangplank one, right? Where you're taking damage every single fight.
Yeah. I mostly don't do those, but yes. It's just solid.
All right.
Agreed.
Alright, Kyle,
So
you're
we
up.
got the fist, and then you took regen. Oh, and the hammer.
And
Okay.
Starchilds.
All right. Can you scroll down? I got to see what's still available.
It's my
It's
turn. It's my
Kide's
turn.
now.
Yeah.
It's my turn. It's my
Oh,
turn.
it's your turn. Sorry.
You did not miss a turn. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, we talked really long.
All right, I'm gonna take Ginsu's. It was one of the first relics I ever got. It served its
Literally the
purpose.
first relic you get.
Yep, it serves its purpose super early. Yeah, and then you quickly replace it. But hey, I ran it up to 3 stars on some people. Sometimes you just want some stats.
I also
Sure, why
think that
not?
one should be better than it sounds.
I agree. I like it on like Nora back in the day when I didn't really have anything else.
Like you equip 3 of them, that's +3/+3 every time you attack.
Agreed. I won adventures with that. But yeah, I've moved from that.
Nazoric.
All right. I'm going to take Jace's Hex Tech Battery. It has uses beyond Jace, but I don't use it on any other champions. But yeah, it's good. Refills your mana and lets you play stuff again, so pretty strong. And I will also take the Starfire Spellblade from Kale's Relic.
Kale. Yep.
So really good on her. Also, it can be okay for the 10-star adventure. I used it on Nasus thinking that it would trigger what's it called? Starforged Gauntlets, but it does not. So don't try to use this with Starforged Gauntlets. Doesn't matter how you order it. It's like an effect that takes place after the Starforged Gauntlets calculation comes in. So,
Mr. Qide, which of these
Turret
would
plating.
you like? Turret plating, sure.
Yeah, it's a force. It's a rare power, but only when your champion is on the board. Yeah, I mean it's plating for your Nexus, whatever. Okay, next.
Yep. I'd take Portal Accelerator. I'm not sure how this is still on the board. It's like okay, sometimes you use it for like fiddlesticks if you're that kind of person. I'm not, but you know you could be. And I don't know, +1 mana on Nora is fine. And then
you want the Hydra. I know you want the Hydra.
Troll King's Crusher. If you're playing Yumi, you can't actually use Troll King's Crown if you don't have Beast Within, and that's your way to get Overwhelm until you have full build.
Fair enough.
It's a keyword. Yeah. Not that Overwhelm is not hard to find, in a pathing, which I think is really where it suffers. It's so easy to find Overwhelm, and through other items and stuff. But yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to pick. Yeah, the one that gives you the challenger for common.
Sure.
I don't even know what it's called.
Challenger.
There you go. Yeah, why? Because sometimes you just want to challenge so your opponent, so your champion doesn't die, right?
Very
You can pick
valid.
and choose. There you go.
I'm doing it. I'm taking the Drake Hounds. They're mine. Give me those. It's on the far right. There we go. Yeah, Drake Hounds. I used it in one of my 10-star runs. It is usable for something with Annie.
It's in some builds, yeah.
So, but yeah, don't really highly recommend it, but it is usable.
Another one that seems like it should be a lot better than it is,
I try to make it work so hard.
Yeah, it seems good, right?
If the deal 2 was a skill, it would change its evaluation completely.
True.
Yeah, and then I will take Ravenous Hydra. It can be used for triggers on some things, so it has uses.
Oh man, I really wanted that one. Yeah, Ravenous is fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Since we're on this theme of stuff that should be good but isn't, Wriggle's Lantern. Yeah, I really want to like this.
So hard to make that work.
I know, I really want to love it. I've tried it, and yeah, every single time I'm just like, okay, I didn't win. What am I going to replace? Yeah, Wriggle's Lantern. Oh, look, I won. So yeah, I don't know. Is it bad or is it bad?
No, it's bad. It's kind of okay on Yasuo in a very specific way, and then it's kind of okay on Nico because you just duplicate her a bunch of times, and then just have an impact on a bunch of units is nice. On Yasuo, if you can time your level up during an attack, then the impact strikes will hit. But it's you have to time it.
Yeah, if you got the impact not in your hand but on the board or something, that would make a huge difference, right? But yeah, well, it's in your hand.
It's a good
keyword. It is. But it also then makes you feel like you don't want to play your champion right away because you want to maximize the impact, so then you're playing weird, and yeah, it's just awkward.
All right. Other things I've used in my life. Armored Dio Shell. Occasionally, I will use this in a monthly challenge. If I need tough because it does like 1 damage every turn or something, and it's like also a mortal marks, then I'll use Armadillo Shell, and it's fine. And then I guess this is tough. Time Honored Blade? I don't know.
Sure.
I mean, it's a relic. It's like kind of okay on Master Yi.
Supposedly, eventually, you can go infinite with Master Yi using it, but yeah,
Oh, really? But you have to last like 12 rounds first or whatever?
something like that. You get him down to 0 cost, and then you just like play him. If you can get him to attack in, he just like if you get the auto attack in, or you have the cease and desist, and you get him enough power, you can just like infinite play him. But I don't have that relic, so I can't do it.
Why would you?
Yeah.
It's a good question. It's a good question.
Mr. Qide.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Heart of Gold.
Sure.
Because, yeah, actually, you do end up spending quite a bit of gold in pathing. So, you know, sometimes you may not feel like you get enough, and you might put it.
I think Hooded said he used this for one of his 10-star runs, but I feel like that was just a troll move.
He also used 3 Spirit Fortune on one of his.
Fair.
We're not trusting him.
True. Yeah, exactly.
I'll take...
Maybe it combos with the other thing that you picked that does +1/+1 with gold or something.
It's not even good there. You would just use the second Bounty Hunter's Renown.
Well,
and then you double instead of at 50%.
True. It's even worse there. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Anyways.
I've tried to make it work too. It doesn't.
Yeah. Gold or something.
I'll take Soul Lantern just for the Thresh build. So that Thresh can be godly.
Thresh does like Soul Lantern.
And then, what else do I want to take here? I don't really care about any of these other relics, but I'll take Royal Nibbles so I have a regen. And I guess technically you could use it on Yuumi instead to get cost reduction. Normally you could use Disciple of Shadows for that, but you could also use this.
When Braum comes out, it might be cost reduction for him.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Probably still have something better, but ooh.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick Shield of Daybreak.
Yeah,
I don't have it. I haven't used it, but I like Leona, and it seems like it would work well on her.
It goes well with the stone, Strength of Stone.
Yeah.
Sure.
It feels like it's just not enough. All right.
Yeah, I wish it gave your allies Daybreak. You know?
Sure, that'd actually be cool. I'm gonna take Card Master's Gambit just so I have everything that does reroll.
Nice.
I hear it works even if you take damage as long as you healed it by the end of the round or the end of the game. So, but extra rerolls aren't bad. And then, yep, these are definitely relics. I'm gonna take Whisper. There are some builds that can use this, like Talia at 6-star with Tempest Blade. I think you can stun everything when she levels up and then attack for a ton of damage. Is one thing that you can do with that. I don't even think it's good on Jin though, which, you know, it's his relic.
All right, I'm taking the Yeti spotting guide.
Sure.
I actually run it on Nunu, and I think it's fine. And on anybody else, it's terrible. But on Nunu, I do like it. So yeah, I'm gonna take it.
I mean, technically, the snowballs work for every champion.
Yeah, having 3 of them seems very useful.
All right. I'll take the Great Talons because I did use it in a 10-star build, so I might as well have it. And I've tried to use the Golden Spatula before, and it's weird because if you duplicate champions, like, it's supposed to be a summon effect, but it only works on your main champion or the first time you drop the there's a bug with it. I don't know if they fixed the bug now. I haven't tried it in forever, but Yeah, I tried to do stuff weird like, Lilia or Nico and other stuff. And for some reason, the other copies of the champion would not get random keywords. And
all right.
Yeah, so
I ran it with Stack Deck as a meme build one time, and yeah, I had a good time. Was it the most
I'll take it.
fun?
I'll take it in case they fix the bugs.
All right, Mr. Qide.
All right, I'm going to take Frost Breath, because when Anivia came out, I thought this was going to be like so fun on him, or her, I mean. And yeah, it turns out that the Revive build is just a million times better, so it never gets ran. But I really wanted to like it.
I would throw all of these in the trash. I'm gonna take Treasures of the Deep because I want to be a sea monster, and Scoundrel Hunter is worse than. We can talk about the bad parts of these relics, actually.
Yeah,
this is true.
And then kind of take them in reverse order. So I'm gonna take Attendant Spirits, which basically just is worse than the Beast Within.
Yep.
Yep.
But you have to pay for it.
I'm going to take True Ice Flail.
Oh, I thought that was going to be last.
Yeah, yeah, True Ice Flail, because giving your enemies vulnerable is just, yeah, I mean, sure, okay, all right.
You learn Blade Rack for 1 round.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's not even good in Nasus, really, right? So, like, yeah,
Actually,
okay.
maybe.
And why does it only last 1 round? Come on, anyways.
If I didn't have Star Gem, I would take Azir's Staff, but I have Star Gem, so I don't need that one. I don't like Scoundrel Hunter because it adds a landmark to my board.
Worse than the Grand Duelist Blade.
Right. I would much rather just have the Grand Duelist Blade than have a landmark generated on my board, and so I hate that one. So I guess I'm going to take the Collector, even though I'm not going to use it. And then I will take Azir's Staff just to deny you guys having it. So enjoy.
Right. Don't even use it on Azir. It's exceptional.
Yeah, but you don't have Star Gem. So now what are you going to use on Azir?
True.
I'm going to take Warlord's Helmet because it is playable at least on 1 champion. And 10 Nexus health isn't the worst.
If you take less than 10 damage, Warlord's Helmet is better than defense spending.
True.
I'm going to take Soul Spear. Because at least it gives you +1, I don't know. I think like Rage Blade is better than Soul Spear.
100%.
The Fearsome's never doing anything. And then I'm going to take Spirit Glove because at least it gives you Overwhelm.
Yeah. And then I guess I'm taking... You guys really are giving me a curse?
That's Relic in the game. Scoundrel Hunter.
Yeah, it's terrible. You don't want... Okay, there's so many reasons you do not want a landmark on your board, right?
Hit this whole thing
but
on
yeah.
the screen.
Nice.
Is that showing everything? Yeah. Okay.
We did it. We made it through all the relics. How do you guys feel about your draft?
In the game.
I feel like I can make
It
some...
was a long one.
Yeah.
I thought that I was going to rate Spirit Glove as the lowest, but then I saw Scoundrel Hunter, and I changed my mind.
Yeah, true. I would rather run True Ice Flail than Scoundrel Hunter.
Yeah.
A relic no one has ever used.
How do you feel about your draft overall? I feel like I could make some good builds with my draft.
I can play at least like, I don't know, 7 or 8 champions with this, no problem.
Nice.
Yeah, I went with a lot of like just generally good. Couple combo pieces in there, but yeah, I could definitely do something with this.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any champs I would struggle with mine. I guess I don't have the Starforged Gauntlet, so there's that, and I also don't have Echoing Spirit. Not having Echoing Spirit hurts more than not having Starforged Gauntlets.
I think Chemtech is harsh for half of what I do.
Yeah.
I still prefer Guardian Angel over Chemtech, but that's definitely very high on the list of things that I like.
I also really like the Portal Pals. It just fits in a lot of the good things where you're just like, yeah, I just like units.
Yeah, I think the Echoing Spirit's the only one I'm really upset about. Beyond that, I'm quite happy.
Yeah.
I kind of am sad I don't have the Chosen by the Stars, right? It just fits into so many things nicely.
It's just like a generally good relic. Like, there's probably a better thing to do in almost all situations. But it's also never a bad thing to do because it just, you play so many created cards in almost every deck. Having all of those keywords is really good. Just getting stronger every time you target yourself. Stalker's Blade is also one that, like, I would miss. Stalkers is, like, the core to, like, a lot of the 3-star no epic relic stuff.
Yep. And Ludin's Archangel Staff 2 combination is usually, like, a pretty decent one.
I think I could live without Archangel's Staff. I do use it occasionally, and it's good when you use it for sure.
Not having Echoing Spirit hurts me. I really, really like that one, It fits in so many good things.
Hymn of Valor is also very good.
You guys drafted a lot of rare relics early on. I was surprised by that.
I mean, I
think a lot of them are very good.
I can't live without Guardian Angel.
It revives you.
Literally?
It brings you back to life.
Revives me. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
it was fun.
This is the list of what we think the best relics are in order.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, some of these drafting things were to build combo pieces and whatnot. Like, I wouldn't necessarily rate some of these things over the other, but
No.
Yeah.
People are only going to look at this. Therefore, this is law.
This is the what's etched in stone. No context provided.
Yep. I mean, that's how people look at tier lists. They listen to nothing that you say about them, and then they just look and they're like, why is this here?
Well, as long as they understand that Searing Brilliance is the best relic, then I'm okay with that.
If we all look at the top 7 we picked, right? Is that what it is? The first line, basically, right? If we all looked at our first line of top picks, I would say that, I agree with all of those, right? If somebody was taking this as like a tier list of like S tier and below, if you just went through and you took the first line of all 3 of ours, you're going to have a very good time.
If I was tier listing, I would move Mischief Makers down. I just think it's really fun.
Yeah, I would also I would move Protectors of Demacia down, but I had to rep for the podcast, so
I was gonna take it next if you didn't. Also, it's just fun. I mean,
it is. It's a lot of fun.
I enjoy playing it.
I love the Relic. I just don't rate it as high as some of the other ones. So
yeah, and it's occasionally usable. I actually kind of want to try it on Azir because I think that's super funny. Because there's so many things
board
that
space?
bubble up, and then whatever.
Board space, smord space. Who needs it?
Once you get a Galio on the board, then that's pretty good.
More rallies, more better.
Exactly. More rallies, more better.
Well, that was fun, you guys.
This was fun.
Yeah, I think next time will be 2 weeks from now, so probably around patch spoiler time, or the patch might be out. We'll coordinate it when it's getting close. But yeah, I think about 2 weeks or so.
Cool.
Sounds
good. We can link this in the description so that you can make your own tier list, or you can just look at ours.
Yeah, perfect. All right. Well, it's fun hanging out, guys. Good luck with the rest of your 10-star adventures, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
See you later.